Swimming, of course, Chen Zhao said matter-of-factly. You see how I'm wearing swim trunks? This should explain my intentions. Crazy, 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 crazy. You best save your energy, Chen Zhao said easily. If you keep yelling, you'll be dehydrated. He turned to Kane, Kareem, and Howard. Hey, you guys good? Not good at all, Kane said with gritted teeth. I really regret angering you, madman. Swimming a bit is just exercise. This is 100 nautical miles. No matter how fit we are, we can't swim all that under the sun. It depends on the person. Believe in yourself. Believe your ass, Kane said without energy. Even a marathon athlete can't do 100 nautical miles. Some professional swimmers could swim dozens of kilometers across a strait, but that was under conditions where they could receive food and fresh water. Even Chen Zhao couldn't swim 200 kilometers. However, he acted very calm as if there was nothing to worry about. An hour later, the others had no more energy left. They could only float on the surface. Chen Zhao was still spirited. He swam around them all. Come on. We haven't even swum 2 kilometers. How come you all stopped? We still have a long way to go. Crazy, crazy. Fuck you, Laurent swore. They all thought that they would die on the sea. They didn't know if Chen Zhao would die, but they were sure that they would die. After floating for 2 more hours, it was already noon. Laurent didn't even have the energy to speak anymore. Everyone was dehydrated, and the sun was even brighter now. Chen Zhao was still very lively. This bastard is too fit, everyone thought. He clearly moved more than them, but he still wasn't tired. Everyone had surrendered to their fate. They were too small. Compared to the vast sea, they were nothing. They couldn't see land, couldn't see hope. Look, what's that? Chen Zhao suddenly called out, pointing into the distance. Everyone saw a black 2-meter-tall fin on the water surface. They were all shocked. A killer whale, Kane yelled. It's a killer whale. We're dead, we're dead. We're gonna get eaten. Chapter 277. Used your credit card? Chapter 277. Used your credit card? Swim faster, Chen Zhao shouted. Indeed, humans have potential. The originally dying group was greatly motivated once again. They swam wildly. Even Laurent kept moving his arms tirelessly. However, such a burst of energy was meant to be short-lived. Very soon, everyone was exhausted and could no longer swim. Faster, faster. Don't stop. The killer whale's right behind us. I can't. Chin, if you live, take care of Phalai. Tell them that I love them. Lawrence's face was wet with tears. It's not the time for desperation yet. We still have hope. Come on. I really can't. Bastard, stop talking to me. Just let the whale eat me. Can you really not swim anymore? Yes. Really? Yes. Really? Asshole, what are you doing? Just swim. Chen Zhao approached Kane, Kareem, and Howard. Can you not swim anymore too? You demon. Asshole. Why are you not tired? Just then, Chen Zhao started to rise higher and higher. With their eyes widened, Laurent, Kane, Kareem, and Howard all stared at Chen Zhao, who was standing on the sea. You. Suddenly, Chen Zhao's body shot up into the air. An enormous creature jumped out of the sea and then landed hard into the water again. Chen Zhao was standing on the killer whale. Chen Zhao held onto the fin and stared at the rest. Air, do you want to come up here and rest for a while? What? Isn't the killer whale going to eat us? You swam too fast just now. I forgot to introduce you. This is Amon, my pet. Asshole. Bastard. Prick. Jerk. Laurent had somehow regained his strength. He was almost floating on the sea in exhaustion just now, but now he had the energy to curse Chen Zhao again. Chen Zhao pulled the rest onto Amon's back, after which he patted Amon's back. All right, send us to the shore. So you've planned it all. Asshole, I thought I was really going to die. Laurent leaped at Chen Zhao, attempting to choke him to death. Laurent, do you want to be submerged in the sea again? Chen Zhao stopped Laurent. With his face filled with indignation, Laurent gritted his teeth and stared at Chen Zhao. He's huge. Kane looked at the shadow in the sea. He estimated the killer whale to be about 15 meters long. Most killer whales could only reach 10 meters. Amon was really a super beast. Now we're even. Who's even with you? Laurent looked at Chen Zhao in anger. You almost killed me. You locked me in an ice room for 8 hours yesterday. You stayed for 8 hours? What do you think? I only got back at 8 at night with my feet. Chen Zhao also stared at the others in fury. You should thank me for not letting you spend the whole night on the sea. Wait, you used my credit card to rent the yacht. Laurent suddenly recalled something. Yes, you knew that the yacht will be overturned. Return me my money. How could you do this? Laurent wanted to cry but had no tears. It cost tens of thousands. Chen Zhao ignored Laurent's screams. Letting him lose tens of thousands was already a light punishment. Amon's speed in water was extremely fast, almost 3 times as fast as an ordinary killer whale. In just over an hour, they were already close to the shore. At Angel Beach, a lifeguard was looking through a pair of binoculars on the stand. Just then, he saw something on the sea. A few people seemed to be standing on the sea in the distance. The lifeguard immediately charged back into the HQ. Come out. I think there are people in trouble. Many lifeguards ran out from the HQ and looked at the sea with their binoculars. Chen? He looks like Chun. Let me take a look. Fei Lai snatched the binoculars. Apart from Chen Zhao, she also saw her father. Did Chen Zhao and her father play on the sea today? Wait, they're not on a ship. Amon? They were sitting on Amon's back. By then, the tourists at the beach had also discovered them. The part of Amon's back exposed above the surface was very large. It looked like a black ship. Look, is that Amon? That's the Amon from the videos? Who are those people? They look like they've just lost their ship. Did Amon save people again? By then, Amon had already reached the shallow water zone. Killer whales could leave the sea temporarily without dying. This was even more true for Amon. When he charged to the shore, the tourists around him all ran back in shock. Chen Zhao and the rest jumped down from Amon's back. Chen Zhao also patted Amon's head. Amon moved his body and slowly returned to the sea. Just then, Winip walked out from the crowd and approached Laurent. Laurent, Chun, why were you on Amon's back? Winip, why are you here? How did you know Amon? Amon's the legendary whale. Who doesn't know him? Fei Lai also walked out and pulled everyone back into the HQ. Chun, what happened? Why were you on the sea? Laurent wanted to see Amon, so I brought him there, Chen Zhao said, looking at Laurent. Why didn't you bring me? Winip was clearly unhappy. I want to sit on Amon's back too. Laurent, Kane, Kareem and Howard almost cried. They would rather not have such an experience. Winip had no idea what they had just encountered. Mom, Amon is Chen's pet. If you want to interact with Amon, you can find Chen. Chun, am I right? Of course. Chen Zhao had a bright smile on his face. He glanced at Laurent and the bodyguards with a threatening look. Only then did Winip's mood turn better. She had always liked aquatic mammals. She had zero immunity against dolphins and whales. When she saw Chen Zhao and Laurent left Amon's back just now, she felt as if she had just lost $1 billion. Chen, is Amon really your pet? Yes. How did you tame Amon? Mon, don't even think about it. You won't be able to do it. Only Chun can do it. While Laurent really did not want to, he still had to admit that Chen Zhao was an excellent animal trainer. It was almost unbelievable how Chen Zhao could tame such a wild killer whale and ask him to save all of them. Chapter 278. I'm only worth one killer whale? Chapter 278. I'm only worth one killer whale? Chun, take me to see Amon now. Winip looked seriously at Chen Zhao. Chen Zhao glanced at Fei Lai. Go. Be careful. Fei Lai trusted Chen Zhao. You're not coming? Chen Zhao asked her. She'd interacted with Amon when they fought with the Mexican gang, so they weren't strangers. Okay, I'll go too. Chen Zhao and Fei Lai were there, but they still made Winip put on a life vest. The three rowed out to sea in a kayak. A while later, Amon appeared. When the huge head poked out of the water, Winnip was still a bit frightened. After all, the huge mouth could swallow her. It won't bite, right? It won't, Chun Zhao promised. What does it eat? Winnip wanted to feed Amon. Chun Zhao was speechless, thinking, Dear mother-in-law, we didn't bring anything. Other than yourself, you have nothing to feed him with. Still, Chun Zhao let Winnip ride Amon and go out on a few spins. Fei Lai, you won't go on? Nope, there'll be more chances, right? Of course, you can go on at any time. Chun Zhao lay in the kayak, hugging Fei Lai. Right now, Winnip was like a young girl. She rode the waves while yelling happily. After a leap, Winnip finally came off of Amon with satisfaction. Chen Zhao went into the water to feed Amon a demonic crystal and dragon meat. Returning to the kayak, Winnip was still excited. She couldn't calm down. Chun, if you can help me train a killer whale, I'll let you take Fei Lai. Mom, I'm only worth 1 killer whale? Oh, then how about 2? Okay, this queen was a bit funny. After returning to land, Winnip grabbed Loran and kept talking about her time with Amon. Loran and Chen Zhao had a tacit understanding not to mention things that could hurt each other. The video of Chen Zhao, Loran, and the others riding Amon once again went viral online. Different from the unclear video from that night, Chen Zhao and the others' faces were finally shown. Ronnie, Vera, and Faith were playing in the grass. Laffer sat there, letting the kids rest against it. Laffer wasn't as smart as Black Ma and White Ma, but it was still loyal. Faith, is that Uncle Chin? Ronnie grabbed Faith. She held a tablet and pointed with her chubby fingers. Faith studied the screen. Yeah, that's Uncle Chun. His fish is so big. I want to play with a big fish too. Just then, Risfar and Laura walked out. Ronnie ran over with the tablet. Mom, Dad, I want to go play at Uncle Chin's house. He has a big fish. What big fish? Look at the big fish. Risfar and Laura accepted the tablet with suspicion. This can't be Chin's pet too, right? Don't know. Maybe it's a wild killer whale? Mom, Dad, can we get a big fish too? Risfar had a headache. This type of fish couldn't be raised so easily. Daddy, you won't do it? You don't love me anymore? Risfar's headache grew worse. This girl was a drama queen. Should we ask Chin? But that's a killer whale. If anything happens, Risfar wasn't really willing. Going to watch a performance at the aquarium was one thing. Letting his daughter get close with a killer whale was something else altogether. I think Chun should have his own judgment. If he thinks it's dangerous, he won't agree. Ever since Chen Zhao cured Laura, she became very trusting of him. I'll ask Del. Risfar called Del immediately. Del, I have a question. Do you know if Chun has a killer whale as a pet? Oh, you mean Amon? I know. I asked him so many times for me to see Amon, but he won't let me. That killer whale is called Amon? You haven't seen the video? Half a month ago, he and his friends ran into a Mexican gang out at sea. Amon saved them. Apparently, this is the biggest killer whale known to humanity now. I have no clue how Chin trained it. Right now, your daughter and my daughters all want to go see Amon or have us raise a killer whale too. I have a headache. How about we go and eat dinner at Chin's with the kids today? You call him to prepare more dinner, else there won't be enough food. Chin, me, Johnny, Laura, and our kids want to eat dinner at your place tonight. Is that okay? Sure. Fei Lai's parents are here too. Oh, bring some groceries. We might not have enough. After notifying Risfar, they raced over to Chan Zhao's home. Risfar took 2 bottles of red wine from his wine cabinet. Seeing everyone here, Chun Zhao first hugged Laura affectionately. Laura, how have you been these days? I've been great. Thank you, Chun. Chun, I brought some wine. These aren't $1,000,000 bottles again, right? Chun Zhao was still heartbroken over the last bottle. Don't worry. These are only a few 10,000. A few $10,000 was already a lot. Chun Zhao led everyone inside. Seeing that Chun Zhao had guests, Loran didn't embarrass him. He didn't like Chun Zhao, but he wouldn't cause trouble in front of outsiders. The three kids went straight for Black Ma, White Ma, and Abitos. "I'm a dragon knight," roar, Faith yelled, sitting on Abitos. "I'm the White Wolf Knight. I'm the Black Wolf Knight. There were too many people here tonight." Chen Zhao had Kane, Kareem, and Howard set up 2 grills in the yard. Risfar, Del, and Laurent stood by the grill. They chatted while barbecuing. Laura, Failai, and Winnip sat by the pool to talk. Just then, Faith came over on Abitos. "Uncle Chen, where's the big fish? Where is it? Why don't I see it?" "What big fish?" Chen Zhao had no clue. "That really, really big black and white one." "Faith is talking about Amon," Del said. "That killer whale?" "I rode Amon today," Winnip said. "It was so fun. Chen brought me. I never imagined that there could be such an obedient killer whale. It's much more obedient and smarter than the ones in the aquarium." Faith, Ronnie, and Vera stared at Chen Zhao with puppy eyes. Chapter 279, Barbecue. Chapter 279, Barbecue. "Chun, you won't disappoint them, will you?" Risfar looked at Chen Zhao. "Maybe when I'm free. I'm quite busy these few days," Chen Zhao said. "Chun, you can guarantee their safety, right?" Laura was still rather worried. "Rest assured, my pets won't hurt people." "Risfar, are you the chairman of GDB Ocean Shipping?" Winnip found Risfar somewhat familiar, but she could not confirm. Winnip was operating a supermarket chain whose stores were distributed among 4 cities in California. There was a store in Los Angeles, too. Of course, she was not as rich as Risfar. They also had no business relations with each other. Winnip found Risfar familiar because Risfar had appeared on a few business magazines before. "Ms. Winnip, I know you're the owner of a supermarket chain. I actually agree with your business philosophy a lot. Maybe we can cooperate in the future if there's a chance." Risfar was just being polite. Ocean shipping and opening a supermarket were almost totally irrelevant. Although supermarkets also needed to import items, most of it was done via the air or the land, not the ocean. Super firms like Walmart could use ocean shipping, but not Winnip supermarkets. "How did you know, Chun?" Winnip asked. "My wife was unwell. Chun healed her illness." "Huh, Laura doesn't look like she was sick." Laura smiled and took down her wig. "It's hair loss." Laura's head was still quite bare, but there was already a very short layer of hair. "Chun, I've also been experiencing hair loss recently. At my age, can I still be treated?" Winnip asked. "From your look, it's probably caused by too much stress at work. It's not a big problem and can be treated easily. I have some self-made medicine. Try it. It should solve the problem." "Winnip, let's not use such a non-standard medicine," Laurent interrupted. After holding in for an entire night, Laurent finally argued with Chen Zhao again. "Laurent, your hair loss is caused by sex dysfunction. I can't really do much about that." "Who has sex dysfunction? Stop bullshitting." "All right, stop. We just thought you've already fixed your relationship today. After a bit of alcohol, you're starting again." Luckily, Chen Zhao and Laurent stopped and did not worsen their conflict. They were both very careful, worried that what they had done to each other would be exposed. During the barbecue, everyone ate and drank together. The kids played freely at the place. Everyone had fun. Kane, Kareem, and Howard did not drink. While they seemed to be very timid before Chen Zhao, they were actually professional bodyguards. When the party ended, they drove Del and Risfar home. Chen Zhao and Failai had to clean up the mess. They worked until 10 at night. The next day, Chen Zhao went to the construction site at Mirror Lake to check the progress of his new house. Felwood Cisco came out to welcome him. "Mr. Chan, Felwood, how's the house? We've already finished the main body, which is supposed to be fast, but we need more time for the external and internal constructions, as well as the decorations. Just tell me how long you need. You know that my old house was burnt down. Now I'm staying at my friend's place, so I hope you can make it quicker." "Mr. Chun, I can't make it any quicker, because I need to guarantee its quality first. After all, the house is beside the lake. If its quality is substandard, the entire building might be in danger, so we need to do it slowly." "I know," Just tell me straight how long you need. Chen Zhao was quite anxious. Even though his relationship with Rasfa and Zola was really good, it was still not his own house. Feilai had the same feeling. No matter how good the hillside villa was, they could not treat it like their home. They felt more like staying in a hotel. At least 2 months. All right. Chen Zhao glanced at the main body of the building. It could not even be considered as an undecorated house. Chen Zhao's new house had a unique design. Its main material was not bricks and mortar, but rather carbonized steel and glass. These materials were as strong as steel and also had higher plasticity. They were lighter than steel reinforcements and could also avoid getting struck by lightning. Of course, there still had to be bearing walls to support the main building. Both Chen Zhao and Feilai preferred modern buildings. Therefore, the house which Robio had designed for them looked really modern and technological. At the lakeside, there was a wooden bridge that was over 10 meters long. A small dock had already been built. The dock should be the easiest part of the project. Nevertheless, given Mirror Lake's depth, only small ships would be able to dock here. Medium ships might not even be able to come in. The water engineering team that Risfar had hired had also started to widen and deepen the water channel. While Chen Zhao really hoped that the new house could be finished as soon as possible, it was not made of Legos. He could only wait patiently. Moreover, Chen Zhao also had to earn more money in the meantime. Furniture and electronic sets would not be cheap. For example, a high-class home theater cost about $80,000 to $90,000. A kitchen set also cost about $10,000 or $20,000, so did a bathroom set. Chen Zhao did not calculate the exact amount, but he estimated that he needed about $300,000. In terms of furniture, Chen Zhao had agreed that he would get customized ones from Bant and his friends would workshop. It similarly cost $20,000 or $30,000. Chen Zhao's current saving was actually more than enough for electronic devices and furniture. However, he felt that since he had built a dock, he might as well buy a yacht. Chen Zhao would rather get a second-hand yacht. A new yacht would cost 3 to 4 times as much as its second-hand counterpart. As Chen Zhao's new home was under construction, Blackie was building his new house too. Chen Zhao had no idea what Blackie's progress was. Chen Zhao had been to the old space crevice twice. Hellhound was somewhat depressed because Blackie was not around and Chen Zhao had also not brought their playmates with him. Chapter 280, Client with Overly High Price. Chapter 280, Client with Overly High Price. Blackie, are you sure you'll take this pile of bones too? Chen Zhao looked at the hundreds of skeletons in the ditch. He was honestly speechless. Couldn't they just move the essentials? How come everything had to be moved? They could just leave unnecessary things behind. Why did the new home need these skeletons? I think I need to show off my status as the Grim Reaper. After spending so much time with Chen Zhao, Blackie learned how to be playful too. Who can you show off to other than me? Didn't you always emphasize that you're the Soulbringer and not Grim Reaper? After meeting you, I discovered that the Grim Reaper is cooler. Fine, keep a skeleton. I learned a Dead Soul spell. After taking the skeletons over, I can have them help me construct my new home. Oh, can you help find a designer for me to fix up my new home? Are you serious? Chen Zhao was speechless. Yes, I'm serious. How come you humans can have pretty homes but I can't? When Chen Zhao came out of the basement, Ethan happened to be there. He didn't think too much though. He just thought that Chen Zhao came to find something he'd forgotten. Blackie was right beside Chen Zhao. Usually, Blackie would sit in the shotgun seat if Chen Zhao was driving and no one else was there. Hey Chen, there's a complicated client. Will you take it? What client? Chen Zhao asked. I don't know the specifics of the condition, but I heard that 2 other doctors were traumatized and went to the mental hospital. He's not a psycho killer, right? I wouldn't introduce you to a psycho killer. What price? $200,000. That much? Chen Zhao said, shocked. I was afraid you'd be in danger. Ethan was genuine with this phrase. He and Chen Zhao had only known each other for half a year, but Ethan had helped Chen Zhao. Chen Zhao had also helped him without holding back. They often bickered, but when they really needed the other, they would help as much as possible. Ethan didn't want anything to happen to Chen Zhao, so he would help Chen Zhao decide if the clients were problematic or not. If the client was problematic, Ethan would warn Chen Zhao and ask for his opinion. Of course, only an idiot will reject such a big client. I hope I won't see you at the mental hospital next. Mental hospital? You're the one who should go. It was a vintage red brick house surrounded by a wall. The plants were luscious inside. It looked like an ancient house hidden deep in the woods. Chen Zhao, the deathly aura is so heavy here. Blackie floated above Chen Zhao's head. Evil spirits? Don't feel any. Blackie shook his head. Maybe it's something else? If there were evil spirits, Chen Zhao wouldn't be afraid. Blackie was able to destroy an entire ghost ship alone. Evil spirits were nothing to be afraid of. Blackie had said that regular evil souls were like lambs to him, while evil spirits were mountain goats. Either way, they were all sheep. Before a tiger, the only difference between having horns or not was that there were more nutrients in the horns. Chen Zhao rang the bell on the metal gate. The old house's gate opened. A withered figure stood in the shadows and waved toward him. Chen Zhao pushed the metal gate and walked in. He saw a hunched man wrapped tightly in clothing. It was only January, but it wasn't cold during the day. It could reach the 70s and make one feel hot and annoyed. Chen Zhao only wore a t-shirt and a simple jacket. He even took the jacket off at noon. It was dark in the house. All the curtains were drawn and no lights were on, so Chen Zhao couldn't see the client's features clearly. Excuse me, are you the patient? Yes. What can I call you by? Chen Zhao asked. Movich, can you tell me about your condition? You didn't hear about my condition before you came? You mean, about how you sent 2 doctors to the mental hospital in fright? I don't want you to become the third. Do you know how annoying it is for me to call the ambulance? I'm not ignorant, Chen Zhao said. I've seen all types of patients. Are you sure? Yes. Chen Zhao nodded. The man turned on the lights. Chen Zhao realized that he wasn't old, at most 30 years old. Judging from his face, he didn't seem sickly either. You don't look sick, Chen Zhao said straightforwardly. Prepare yourself, the man said solemnly, looking at Chen Zhao. Are you ready? What are you taking your clothes off for? So you can see my body? I'm not gay. The client's expression turned colder. Okay, I just wanted to lighten things up. The client started taking his clothes off, layer by layer. The jacket came off. The moment he took off his last shirt, a piercing scream came. The client had 3 twisted faces on his chest and stomach. They let out shrill screams. Chen Zhao felt like his head was about to explode. He covered his ears but couldn't block the sound. Read more chapter at VIP Novel. Go to sleep. Chen Zhao cried. All he wanted was for these 3 faces to shut up. The 3 faces instantly closed their eyes and mouths and went to sleep. Chen Zhao touched his ears. He was bleeding. If the 3 things kept screaming, his head might actually explode. Thankfully, he used the Banshee's charm out of desperation. Otherwise, he might be sent to the mental hospital too. The client looked at him in surprise. You stopped them? You could stop them? What are those things? Are you a mutant? Chen Zhao's ears were still ringing. It was too painful. Who the hell knows? It happened last month during Christmas. I just got these 3 faces on me. Get rid of them for me. It's too painful. Wait, let me calm down. Don't talk. I can't hear half of what you're saying. My ears are ringing. And please put your clothes on. It took half an hour for Chen Zhao to recover. I'm Movich Tutis. I'm Chen Zhao. You can call me Chen. Okay, tell me about your problem now. Movich recounted everything that had happened, but his words were disorganized and didn't provide any information. He didn't know where the 3 demons came from either. Before Chen Zhao came, he'd already sent 2 guys into the mental hospital. Chen Zhao almost became the third. Just then, Chen Zhao's phone rang. It was Ethan. Chen, how are you? Did you see the patient? Ethan still cared for Chen Zhao. He called just to confirm his safety. I'm okay. I saw him. His condition is a bit complicated. Gotta go. Great. With $200,000, I can get $40,000. You don't care about me? You only care about your money. We're over. Chapter 281. Hiring Amon as an actor. Chapter 281. Hiring Amon as an actor. Chen Zhao. Someone used the spell Bloodline Blend to forcibly attach his relatives' souls to his body. Can you pull these 3 souls out? They're definitely his close relatives. If I pull their souls out, I'll be killing them. Are you sure you want that? Blackie asked. Movich Tudis looked at Chen Zhao anxiously. Chen, you have a solution, right? Chen Zhao looked at Movich. Do you find the 3 faces familiar? Familiar? What do you mean? Have you not observed the 3 faces carefully? How do you expect me to observe such frightening faces? Also, whenever they appear, they'll scream. Bring up your shirt. Slowly. Perhaps they're still asleep. Chen Zhao was still scared. Movich slowly lifted his shirt, exposing the 3 fearsome faces. Chen Zhao extended his hand and rubbed Movich's chest. A woman's face gradually appeared. Movich shouted in surprise, Mom? She's your mom? I don't know. Little had Movich expected the strange face to be his mother's. How about this one? He's my dad. And this? My grandmother. She raised me during my childhood. Here's the situation. Someone has placed them in your body. I can remove them, but it'll kill them. But they're already dead, right? Yes, they'll die again. Then how? Stop asking me. What do you want to do? Is there no other way? Dunno. It's also the first time I've encountered such a situation. I need to think about it. Please, you must think of a solution. I'll try my best. Here's your pay. Please take it. Movich gave Chen Zhao a 200,000 check. Chen Zhao pushed the check away. I won't take the money until your problem is solved. Please take it. It's the deposit. Movich had been in desperation. Now, he could finally see some hope. He was afraid that Chen Zhao would never return after leaving. He would only be relieved if Chen Zhao took the money. Are you very rich? In Chen Zhao's opinion, Movich's house was very ordinary. However, he did not hesitate to give Chen Zhao the $200,000 check. He even took it to be the deposit only. This is my maternal grandmother's house. I hid here to avoid my servants. I still won't take the money. Wait for me to think of a solution first. Then give me your number, Movich said, uneasy. After giving Movich his number, Chen Zhao left. Chen Zhao could feel Movich's helpless and anticipating look as he left the house. Then, he went to Ethan's place for free lunch. Chen, how is it? The client's condition is rather complicated. I can't heal him for now, Chen Zhao sighed. Ethan also sighed in disappointment. But there's still a chance. I need to think about it. It seems that he's only taking the 200,000 as the deposit. Hearing Chen Zhao's words, Ethan's face was filled with delight. Really? Anyway, it won't be less than 200,000, provided I can heal him. Then what are you waiting for? Quickly think of a solution. I'm hungry. Get me some food first. So you're just here for the free food. Displeased, Ethan threw Chen Zhao a packed sandwich. Chen Zhao took a can of Coke himself. Just then, Chen Zhao received a call from Steven. Chen, are you free? Why? Are you unwell? No, just want to have a meal with you. Fine. Where do I go? Silver Building, 23rd floor. I'll be right there. When Chen Zhao exited from the elevator, he turned left and saw a restaurant before him. There were 2 men in black jackets at the door. The restaurant was very empty. Chen Zhao called Steven. Steven, I'm at the door. One of the men seemed to have received a message through his earphones. He walked up and asked, Sir, are you Mr. Chen? Yes. Please come in. Mr. Steven is waiting for you inside. When Chen Zhao walked into the restaurant, he realized that Steven was the only customer. He was sitting by the window. Chen Zhao approached him. Steven called the waiter. You can start serving the dishes now? Chen, I accepted the PLM film about you and your friends. Huh, why? Do you want me to act? Chen Zhao did not even believe this himself. After all, Chen Zhao was an Asian. In most American movies, the main characters were not Asians. As far as he knew, There was already a preliminary script for the movie he had sold, and he was only a secondary character. Of course, Chinzhao did not really mind it. PLM had bought the copyright to earn money in the first place. If he insisted that the protagonist had to be an Asian, the box office might collapse. It would be bad for both him and PLM. If you really want to act, I won't mind, Steven said, smiling. Forget it. Just tell me what you want. I want to borrow Amon for filming. Chinzhao did not know if the lazy Amon would be able to tolerate it. Would it be too difficult a task for him? I'm paying him at the highest rate for Hollywood animal actors. Hollywood CG can be very realistic, right? Do you know how much 1 minute of CG costs? For most Hollywood films, as long as the time and money needed do not cost more than CG, CG will not be used. No matter how realistic CG is, it cannot be compared with filming the actual thing, Steven said. Chinzhao thought about it. How much are you paying exactly? I need to know how well Amon can cooperate. You can ask him to do anything that he can physically do, provided I'm around. If you want him to fly, you probably need to find a helicopter first. So as long as you're present, you can ask him to do anything, right? Kind of. Then I'll pay you 15,000 per hour. How long do you need him for? About 3 to 4 days. We'll be filming for about 30 hours, Steven said. The exact time depends on the actual effects. Can you make the pay higher? Chun, I'm just the director, not the investor. Steven gave a dry laugh. Chapter 282, Female Lead. Chapter 282, Female Lead. Chinzhao could manage to accept this price. When does shooting start? He asked. I'll let you know. The cast is still preparing. Oh, Vincent has a role in this too. Oh, what's his role? One of the robbers, the getaway driver in a bank robbery case. He gets killed by the Mexicans. Chinzhao didn't know if he should laugh or cry. Oh, my character won't die, right? He asked. Of course not. I promise, Steven replied, half joking. Right. Did you hire those 2 bodyguards recently? Steven nodded. A few days ago, I attended an event and a stranger tried to approach me, but the event's guard stopped him. He took out a gun and injured one of the guards. I hired these 2 that same day. Did you get hurt? I'm fine, just had a fright. Steven shook his head. He had everything at this age, making him fear death even more. This was normal. Even Chinzhao feared death, let alone Steven. Steven already prepared the contract, so Chinzhao signed it. Oh, Steven asked, do you still have contact with Yafin Livana? Chinzhao thought for a moment. Hollywood was a realistic place. The main reason that she'd gotten that role before was because of him. She didn't have a foundation in Hollywood. Otherwise, she wouldn't have asked for his help after acting in Steven's movie. If this path was blocked, all her past efforts might go to waste. If possible, give her a chance. I think she'll be a good actress. Yafin didn't have a representative work in Hollywood yet. Without that, no one would remember her. If no one remembered her, she would fail. There were too many actresses like her in Hollywood. It was a homogeneous group. Yafin wasn't the most extraordinary. If she didn't have a representative work, a memorable role, she would be lost in the sea of people. You still have feelings for her? She's a good actress, Chinzhao said vaguely. She works hard too. Feelings? Chinzhao didn't think that he had any special feelings for Yafin. They'd had something before, though, and had ended things without problems. Yafin had even given her blessings when Chinzhao told her he had a girlfriend. Whether she was genuine or not, Chinzhao still hoped that she could succeed in Hollywood. At least, she wouldn't be as miserable as right now, laboring for the tiniest roles. Do you think she can take the female lead? Steven asked. The role of Kate, the reporter. In the script, David became the main character. The female lead was Kate, who was brave enough to expose the truth. If you think she can, I won't object, Chinzhao said. But could Steven decide on the female lead? Chinzhao wasn't part of Hollywood, but he knew that the casting wasn't only the director's decision. He might be able to decide the second and third leads, but there were too many considerations for the female lead. It's my movie, Steven said nonchalantly. I'm in charge. Chinzhao glanced at Steven. He'd almost forgotten that this man was a renowned director in Hollywood. Steven's box office totaled to a few billion. He didn't rely on the accumulation from sequels either. He never filmed sequels. Even if the 6 major film companies wanted him to direct a movie, they wouldn't get involved in the cast. This was Hollywood. This was reality. As long as you proved your talent and was able to attract box office numbers, then you could do whatever you wanted. As one of Hollywood and the world's most successful directors, Steven was able to ask for even more authority, even to the editing of the film. Many times, the movie filmed by the director and the final product were completely different. This was a problem in editing. This was also the difference between major and ordinary directors. Chun Zhao didn't even pay attention to the entertainment industry, but even he'd heard of Steven back in China. If she can have this chance, I'll thank you for her. If you really want to thank me, cut down Amon's cost by half. In your dreams. Just then, a guard in black walked in. Sir, a woman wants to see you. Name? Lucy. Oh, her? Tell her I'm busy. Steven waved his hand. I should go, Steven. Okay. Steven rose to embrace Chun Zhao. Can I take this lobster to go? You asshole, Steven said, laughing. You scammed me out of tens of thousands of dollars just then. This lobster costs $8,000. Bye. Exiting the restaurant, Chun Zhao took out his phone. Hi, Yafin. Chun, how come you have the time to call me today? Did you break up with your girlfriend? If you need comfort, I'm just a call away. I just talked to Steven. You might have a chance at being the female lead in his new movie. Prepare a bit for it. I can't make promises, but you have a big chance. Really? Chan, are you serious? Female lead? Can I really? Please, it's not confirmed now, Chun Zhao said nonchalantly. Don't get so excited. The female lead is a reporter. She's the type to act on her own. I can't reveal too much, but I hope you can get this chance. Chun, thank you. If you have any needs, I can satisfy you. Any position. Yafin teased Chun Zhao without holding back. Thinking of her sexy figure, Chun Zhao grew heated. However, he kept calm. He thought for a moment and gave up on it. Having sex for exchange was too much. Chun Zhao might not be an extremely dedicated person, but he would never be the first to betray his significant other. A polyamorous relationship was great, but not many women were willing to share her man and feelings with someone else. At least, Chun Zhao felt like he wasn't that lucky. Just then, a pair of long legs appeared before him. Chun Zhao looked up those long legs to see a gorgeous woman. Chun Zhao recognized her. He'd treated her before. You're Lucy. Did you forget? You saw my body before. 1. Chun Zhao remembered Lucy, albeit only remembering that she'd suspected she had STDs. As for seeing her body, it was only for a checkup. Chun Zhao had seen Norman's body a handful times now. Looking with the eyes of a doctor and a man were completely different feelings. Chapter 283, Faith's Complaint. Chapter 283, Faith's Complaint. Hi Lucy, what a surprise. Chun, are you very close to Mr. Steven? No, I'm just his personal doctor, Chun Zhao said. I would like to ask you some questions. Are you free? If you want to ask about Mr. Steven, I'm afraid I can't tell you much. I'm busy. Bye. Chun, don't you want to have a deeper conversation with me? No. If it was in the past, Chun Zhao would not mind sleeping with Lucy. Lucy pulled Chun Zhao's hand. She took out a stack of notes from her handbag and pushed it into Chun Zhao's hand. What do you want to know? Chun Zhao weighed the stack of money. There should be a few $1,000s. She brought so much cash with her. Isn't she afraid of getting robbed? I heard Mr. Steven has another project with PLM, right? Yes, Chun Zhao nodded. Do you know Mr. Steven's role arrangement? Lucy, I'm just a doctor. Do you think I know this kind of thing? Lucy was unhappy. If this is all you can tell me, return me my money. You know, I'm just a private doctor, so you should know that I can't provide you with too much information. Lucy was even more displeased. To be honest, a few $1,000s for confirming a suspicion was really too expensive. A few thousand was no small amount for her. A hard-fought role would give her at most 100,000. Moreover, she would get only 2 to 3 such roles in an entire year. If Mr. Stephen knows that his doctor accepted a bribe and betrayed him, I wonder what he will do. Chen Zhao found Lucy really weird. She wanted to force him to say more and was not even willing to waste a few $1,000s. Then you better tell him quickly that you bribed me with a few thousand to get information about him. Chen Zhao smiled. Your thoughts are even more naive than your appearance. Lucy gritted her teeth and watched as Chen Zhao left. Chen Zhao was right in that she was unclean in the first place. If Stephen found it out, she would lose the opportunity to fairly compete for a role. Just then, Lucy's phone rang. Lucy, there's a personal job. Do you want it? It was Lucy's agent, who had a really wide social circle. However, Lucy knew that her agent would always arrange improper work for the actors, against the company's will. When Lucy heard her agent's words, she began to hesitate. Her current position in Hollywood was really awkward. It was neither high enough or too low. She was somewhat famous, but she had almost zero influence in the industry. She was both a star and a social butterfly. In fact, she had used her body to exchange for a role before. By personal job, her agent was referring to selling her body. Nevertheless, it would earn her much more money. She could just close her eyes and the night would be over. It could also greatly improve her financial condition. Although she was a star and could earn at least $1 million a year, including business activities and advertisement, she similarly had to spend a lot. It was like how she had just given Chen Zhao a few thousand to buy information. It was not a rare occurrence. Sometimes, she had to find a few insiders before competing for a role. Even those top-tier female stars might not have been cleaner than Lucy before they became famous. Lucy gave it a thought. How much is it? 800,000. That's very low. Lucy felt that the price should at least double. She was a star, not a cheap whore. His status is quite special. If you can form a good relationship with him, it'll help your career greatly. Lucy's eyes brightened. The most pressing thing she had to do now was to widen her social circle. After all, she had just come from Australia half a year ago and did not know many people in Hollywood. Her work had all been organized by her agent. A relationship was probably the most important thing in Hollywood. Many times, the setting of a character could be changed because of it. Give me his address. Soon, Lucy arrived at Beverly Hills. It was not very far from the place she lived in, but the manor before her was way bigger than her small villa. Lucy dreamed of staying in such a manor. It was the life that she longed for. When she entered the manor, she saw a swimming pool which was itself larger than her villa. A maid and a child were playing in the pool. Mary lifted her head and glanced at Lucy. With her high heels, Lucy walked past her, scanning her with a proud look. Lucy walked into the house, admiring the extravagant decorations. All of them were indicating the extreme wealth of the owner. For example, there was an oil painting on the wall. Even with Lucy's shallow knowledge, she knew that it cost a lot, at least much higher than the amount she was going to get. Hi, Lucy. Dell was half naked and wearing a loose pair of pants. When Lucy saw Dell, she found him slightly familiar. She had probably seen the young face somewhere before, but she could not recall. Hi, have we met before? You probably saw me in some magazine, Dell said, smiling. He had been eyeing Lucy for a long time. Her delicate face and perfect body were irresistible. Lucy thought that Dell must be very famous to be able to appear in a magazine. Judging from the size of the manor, Dell was definitely no ordinary man. How should I address you? You can call me Dell. That's how all my friends call me. Dell, your house is beautiful. Lucy gently touched her rosy lips and crooked her finger. What are you waiting for? Let's go to my room. It's even nicer, Dell said. Don't you feel it's more exciting here? Lucy pulled her low-cut shirt even lower. Dell could not move his eyes away from the deep cleavage. Dell seized Lucy's slim waist, and the two kissed each other wildly. Ah, suddenly, Faith's scream interrupted the two. Mr. Dell, this is too much. Mary walked in and stared at Dell in anger. Dell's expression froze and he quickly explained, We were just kissing. Lucy, go to my room. I'm calling Uncle. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want Daddy anymore. Faith pouted to display her dissatisfaction. Meanwhile, she took out her phone. Uncle, come and fetch me. I don't want to stay here anymore. I don't want Daddy. Wait, Faith, don't tell your uncle about it. It's Daddy's fault. I'm sorry. Dell immediately snatched the phone from Faith. Hey, Dell, what did you do again? Chun Zhao said. Listen, it's a misunderstanding. Daddy and a woman are doing bad things in the living room. I didn't. Dell was about to explain, but Chun Zhao had already hung up. Lucy looked at Dell, not knowing what to do. Dell, what happened? Dell's face darkened. Nah, it's nothing. Chapter 284, Exchange. Chapter 284, Exchange. A while later, Chun Zhao came. Seeing him, Faith ran into his arms. Uncle. Chun Zhao picked her up and turned toward Dell, with Lucy beside him. When Lucy saw him, she was surprised. She didn't expect that Chun Zhao would come here. Chun Zhao handed Faith to Mary. Take her outside to play. Then he looked at Dell and Lucy. Lucy took the initiative to greet him. Hi, Chun. We meet again. Ha, Chun Zhao scoffed. Dell, come here. Let's talk privately. Chun, let's make a deal. You can't hit me. Dell was really afraid that Chun Zhao would attack. You want me to hit you here? Chun Zhao asked. Dell rose immediately. Lucy, we're going outside for a bit. He and Chun Zhao walked outside. Lucy looked at them through the floor-to-ceiling window. It seemed that Chun Zhao and this Dell were very close. Dell, I don't care how messed up your private life is, but can't you think about Faith? Can you go to your room when you mess with women? Chun, this really is an exception. I was too impulsive just then, but we were only kissing. We didn't get to that point yet. Chun Zhao glanced at Lucy in the living room. He didn't have a good impression of her in the first place. You know her? No. I paid $150,000 for her. Oh, you know her too? She was my patient. What was her condition? Chun Zhao thought for a moment. It would be too much to reveal a woman's sickness. Plus, not breaching a client's privacy was the rule for private doctors. Just a small thing, but remember to wear condoms when you play with outside women. I don't want to treat your STDs, got it? Chun Zhao patted Dell's shoulder. I'll take Faith to my house tonight. Come get her tomorrow. Okay, I promise I won't do it in the living room next time. If there's a next time, I'll send you to the hospital. Dell shuddered. Ignoring him, Chun Zhao turned to leave. Mary, hand Faith over to me. You can have a day off. Go home and see Bant. Did you make it clear with Mr. Dell? I'm sure he won't do it again. Dell, Chun is only a doctor. Why are you so scared of him? Lucy lay on Dell, murmuring, Ah, that hurts. Don't try to sow discord between Chan and me so immaturely, Dell said coldly. We're brothers, and you're nothing. If you mention our relationship again, there won't be a place for you in Hollywood anymore. I'm sorry, Dell, that's not what I meant. Dell was an ass, but he wasn't stupid. He'd seen too many girls like Lucy. She just thought she was smart, but to Dell, she was just a high-end prostitute. She was pretty, but she could be fucked with money. On the other hand, Dell's relationship with Chun Zhao couldn't be explained in a few words. Lucy quickly paid for her mistake. After they finished, Dell drove her out of the manor. She didn't receive anything other than the check. She was pissed, but she'd already thought of Dell's status. He was a big shareholder of CAA. That was the biggest management company of Hollywood with countless celebrities. CAA's connections were spread across the entirety of Hollywood. If she'd snatched this chance to sign with CAA, she would get more opportunities for herself. Unfortunately, she'd underestimated Dell's relationship with Chun Zhao. She'd also underestimated Dell's intelligence. No one who could thrive in Hollywood was an actual idiot. She'd only said one thing and Dell already saw her ulterior motive. Lucy, did you finish? Yes, Lucy told her manager calmly. How was it? How was his impression of you? You really want me to get into CAA? If I do, won't you lose me? Ha! I trust you'll be able to get me into CAA too. The manager wasn't stupid. He wouldn't do unprofitable business. But you'll have to be let down. He doesn't plan on signing me. Lucy wouldn't reveal that she'd offended Dell. Really? What a pity. It was such a good chance. The manager didn't think too much into it and continued, "Oh, there's a fashion show in 2 days. Do you want to go?" "Watch a fashion show?" "No, as a model," the manager said. "It's for the famous high-fashion brand Baroness. The boss has very deep connections and can even affect Hollywood." "You can help me endorse Baroness?" Lucy asked, eyes brightening. "They don't need endorsements. With your status, you can't get it either." "Then what's the point of me going?" "Of course there's a point." Disregarding the pay, if you can meet the owner, you'll be able to become the female lead of a movie with her single word. Is she really that powerful in Hollywood? Of course. The Baroness' influence in Hollywood is substantial. Practically every celebrity has one or a few tailored outfits from it. The owner's family is also influential and vast. "Okay, I'll take this job." Lucy understood that she couldn't reject or choose this job. After coming to Hollywood, she'd only done 2 things: act and get connections. She was willing to do everything to be connected to those big figures. Unfortunately, to them, she was only a pretty ornament. Hollywood was full of girls like her. So far, not a single big figure appreciated her. She gave up everything she could give to no avail. Oftentimes, it wasn't like she could just hook her finger and she could get in bed with someone. She didn't even have the power to reject when she wasn't willing. Any producer with a bit of fame could make her strip. She started off feeling disgust. Now, she was numb. Lucy didn't know how many people she'd fucked now. Getting money like today was good. Some might not even fulfill their promises or give an empty check. She couldn't even count how many empty checks she had now. Chapter 285, An Unkillable Man. Chapter 285. An unkillable man. Fei Lai was giving Faith a shower, while Chen Zhao was in the swimming pool outside. At the moment, Chen Zhao was surrounded by all his demons, including Blackie. Still the same problem. It's not difficult to eliminate the 3 attached spirits, but how can I separate them from the host without harming them? "Kill the host," Abitos said proudly. He was the first to come out with a solution. Yes, a very unique and refined solution, which we shall leave for further discussion later. Does anyone have any other solutions? Chun Zhao asked. Blackie was the expert here, but even he could not think of a solution, not to mention the other demons. Blackie, what do you think? First, I can confirm that Muvich was hit with bloodline blend. The 3 evil spirits are his closest family members, and they were forcibly attached to his body. Feature-wise, they have actually already become part of the host. It's like you have 5 fingers, and you feel that 5 is too many, so you cut off a few fingers and still want them to move. It's impossible. There's an old saying in Chinese which has the same meaning as where there's a will, there's a way. Nothing is absolutely impossible. Chun Zhao did not want to give up. After all, it would affect Muvich's entire life and Chen Zhao's payment. Human, can't think of anything. The more I think, the hungrier I get. Beelzebub had already lain on the ground and stopped thinking. The other demons were also dawdling. No demon wanted to waste their time and brain power on such a matter. I'll give the one who can think of a solution 1 year worth of demonic crystals. All the demons were energized at once. However, they only suggested ridiculous solutions, which were even worse than Abitos. Don't you have a more reliable solution? Chun Zhao slapped his forehead and looked at the demons. Just then, Fei Lai also walked out, carrying Faith, who was wrapped up in a towel. Fei Lai asked, "What are you talking about?" "I have a troublesome patient." "How?" Fei Lai knew that Chun Zhao's medical skills were excellent. Hence, she wanted to know what illness Chun Zhao would describe as being troublesome. To be accurate, the person's not ill. There are evil spirits attached to his body. Then it should be an exorcism, right? Can you not do it? It won't be a problem if they're ordinary spirits. The thing is, he was hit by a spell. The 3 spirits turned out to be his father, mother, and grandmother who had raised him up. Will the three spirits harm the host? No. Then what's the problem? Oh, he just has three distorted faces on his chest. Whenever they see light, they'll scream and cause everyone to have concussion except the host. Apart from those, he's just fine. Can you not pull the three spirits out of his body by force? No, they've already totally fused with each other. Pulling them out will be like cutting off your fingers and still wanting them to function. Forget it, I can't help you. I'll bring Faith to bed first. Don't stay in the pool for too long. The more Chen Zhao thought about it, the more frustrated he became. He swam a few laps in the pool. The water at night was still somewhat cold. After swimming, Chen Zhao left the pool and dried himself up. Then, he changed to his sportswear. He informed Fei Lai and then went out for a night run. Chen Zhao would not usually go for night runs, but he really could not fall asleep tonight. Normally, whenever he could not sleep, he would not let Fei Lai sleep too. He would spend all his energy on Fei Lai. However, Faith was there, and he could not do anything. Therefore, he could only expend his energy by exercising. It was not too late, only just over 8, but the coastal road was already rather empty. Chen Zhao enjoyed the sea breeze as he jogged on the sidewalk. Suddenly, a person appeared on the path. The person was still wearing a hood, hiding his face. Chen Zhao did not notice him and collided into him directly. The person was blown backward by a meteor and collapsed on the ground. Sorry, are you all right? Chen Zhao wanted to help the person to get up, but when he touched the person's hand, he felt a sharp burning sensation. Ah, what's in your hand? Chen Zhao withdrew his hand and realized that there was a brand. Chen, it's the imprint of a demonic batch. Chapter 286, Different Function of Angelic Crystals. Chapter 286, Different Function of Angelic Crystals. Chen Zhao didn't know how many evil spirits this guy controlled. A dozen cars in the parking lot all had their lights on. Blackie swooped forward and destroyed 2 evil spirits. Chen Zhao suddenly had a strange feeling. It came from the mark on his left hand. Another car crashed toward him. This time, he was prepared and dodged it easily. Smith was about to escape again. Blackie, Chen Zhao called. Take out all these evil spirits. I'll go after him. These evil spirit cars gave Chen Zhao a headache, but it was nothing to Blackie. Plus, it could also give Chen Zhao more angelic crystals. As soon as he left the parking lot, Chen Zhao caught up to Smith. He jumped and tackled Smith to the ground. Just then, Smith released another evil spirit. Chen Zhao immediately activated the mouth of glutton on his right arm and swallowed the evil spirit. Seeing Chen Zhao's right arm, Smith instantly understood that he wasn't a regular guy. Let me see how many you can swallow. Die. This time, he released a dozen spirits. Chen Zhao cursed inwardly. Just how many evil spirits did this asshole control? Chen Zhao controlled the mouth of glutton to swallow these evil spirits. By now, he felt that the mouth of glutton was full. Apparently, it could get full too. It couldn't eat any more evil spirits. But Chen Zhao saw an even more terrifying scene. Countless evil spirits appeared behind Smith. Fuck. Without even thinking, Chen Zhao took out a bag of angelic crystals and shattered them. The countless evil spirits were already charging at him. He scattered the powder of the angelic crystals. Whoosh! The moment that the powder from the angelic crystals touched the hundreds of evil spirits, the entire sky lit up. It was like someone setting off fireworks. Like peeling silk from silkworms, threads of light flew out of the ignited evil spirits and went toward the mark on Chen Zhao's left palm. The feeling was weird. It wasn't painful or comfortable. At the same time, Smith's face was ashen. What else can you do? Do it all. Chen Zhao sneered at Smith. Smith wanted to escape again, but he suddenly heard a crack. Then Chen Zhao saw Smith's leg snap. He fell forward, hitting his head on the ground. Blood flowed out. Chen Zhao froze. No way. He couldn't just die like that, right? That was too easy, wasn't it? Chen Zhao still wanted to fight hundreds of more rounds. The cursed coin that had been embedded into Smith's palm fell off and rolled to Chen Zhao's feet. Chun Zhao was about to pick it up when he sensed desire from the mouth of Glutton. Weren't you full earlier? Why do you want to eat again? Chun Zhao controlled the mouth of Glutton. The desire to eat became more obvious when it appeared. The coin didn't seem like a good thing, so he had the mouth of Glutton bite it. A few chomps later, the coin was completely digested. Blackie floated over. Looking at him, Chun Zhao said, "Blackie, you were kind of slow this time. These evil spirits are unique. They're well-preserved and very useful, so I imprisoned them." He looked at the soul fragments scattered on the ground. "It's a pity that you exploded the angelic crystals. If only you could have delayed him more until I came over. By the time you got here, I would have been ripped apart." Chun Zhao didn't think he could have survived before so many evil spirits. Blackie was still looking around, picking up the fragments. These pieces would evaporate with time, so he couldn't find many. However, Chun Zhao noticed that the surrounding grass was growing crazily at a speed visible to the naked eye. "Blackie, do soul fragments help plants grow?" "It probably isn't the soul fragments. I never heard that they could help plants grow." "Then what's going on?" "It could be the angelic crystals," Blackie said. Demonic crystals are effective toward demons, animals, and humans. Basically everything that has blood and flesh. Perhaps angelic crystals are effective toward plants. You skipped yourself. Demonic crystals are useful for you too. Let's find time to experiment and we'll know. Before this, Chun Zhao had angelic crystals but had very limited research. He only knew that it could counter demons. Now, it seemed that angelic crystals weren't so useless. Plus, they destroyed so many evil spirits this time. It should have produced some angelic crystals. "Blackie, do you know what's with that guy? This should be a demonic badge left by ancient demons. What's the effect?" "It should be the cursed coin," Blackie said. "The cursed coin has two sides, luck and bad luck. Luck is always for itself, and bad luck is for the others. After touching the coin, it'll absorb the other's luck or fortune and have the victim get attacked by bad luck. Your car accident earlier and getting hit by the streetlight were all examples. If the cursed coin can suck away other people's luck, how come he fell to his death himself? I guess the general idea. The cursed coin will preserve the souls of the victims. No matter if it's luck or bad luck, it's all related to the victim. Even if they become spirits, their luck will still be preserved. You purified so many souls, which also took away his luck. When his luck disappeared, it brought to him his worst fate. What about this mark? Will it be stuck on my hand forever? No, nothing is forever. Even luck and bad luck will disappear one day. It's the same for this mark. Plus, the cursed coin has disappeared completely. It won't affect you at all. When I destroyed the evil spirits earlier, I think some light threads went into the mark. Do you know what that was?" "No." Chun Zhao squeezed his shoulders. It seemed like he'd taken Smith out easily today. However, it wasn't easy at all. He was injured. Of course, it was due to the bad luck and not the enemy's attacks. Chun Zhao didn't dare to imagine what troubles he'd face in the coming days if he didn't catch up to Smith. It's even possible that he could choke on alcohol and die. Suddenly, he heard a woman crying for help. Chapter 287, Permanently Disabled. Chapter 287, Permanently Disabled. Chun Zhao knew the lady. It was Lucy. At the moment, she was being pressed onto the ground by a few men, the upper part of her dress already torn apart. Chun Zhao did not know why Lucy was alone here at this hour. Nevertheless, he did what a man should do. Chun Zhao charged forward and kicked away the man who was about to leap at Lucy. "Fuck. Kill this fucking Asian," one of the gangsters shouted. However, he immediately received a punch in the face which knocked him out. In just over 10 seconds, the four gangsters were all half unconscious. Chun Zhao helped Lucy to get up. "Should we call the police?" There were still tear marks on Lucy's face. She quietly tidied her dress. "I'm a star. If this gets exposed, I would have to leave Hollywood," Lucy said in a very calm tone as she stared at Chun Zhao. Nonetheless, she looked somewhat fragile. Her face was filled with tear marks and her hair was rather messy. Her left cheek was red, probably caused by a slap. Her dress was already torn, with one of the slings broken. Even the hemline was damaged. There were also bruises on her body due to contact with the ground. Chun Zhao looked at the 4 people on the ground and approached them. Uh, 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 uh. Chun Zhao permanently disabled them. Let me walk you back. I remember you don't live far away, Chun Zhao said. Lucy nodded in silence. Chun Zhao did not ask her any questions and only walked with her quietly. Lucy seemed to be stumbling. Chun Zhao lowered his head and realized that one of her high-heeled shoes was broken. Chun Zhao removed his own shoes. Wear these? Lucy looked at Chun Zhao and hesitated for a moment. Thank you. When they arrived at Lucy's house, Chun Zhao gave her a small can of ointment. Apply it to your face. Do you bring it with you all the time? Lucy smiled gently, but her smile looked very forced. I'm a doctor, Chun Zhao explained. Do you want to come in? No, I should leave now. Lucy looked at Chun Zhao's back. Chun, thank you. Don't walk alone at night again. Chun Zhao did not turn around. He only sympathized with Lucy's predicament. Indeed, he would have shown up regardless of who the lady was. When Chun Zhao returned home, it was already over 10. Fei Lai had just gotten out of bed to get some water when she saw Chun Zhao. Chun, why are you all dirty? Chun Zhao walked to the bedroom door and looked inside. Is Faith asleep? Yes. Chun Zhao closed the door. Fei Lai, let's take a bath in the swimming pool. You can't even hold it for one night? Fei Lai stared at Chun Zhao, speechless. Ignoring Fei Lai's objection, Chun Zhao carried her and walked toward the pool. Wait, I'm still in my pajamas. Splash. Chun Zhao had already jumped into the pool with Fei Lai, who was still resisting. Asshole, my pajamas are wet. The phone rang. Chun Zhao looked at the time. It had only just passed 7 in the morning. He had been sleeping on the sofa, while Fei Lai and Faith slept in the bedroom. Hello? Chun. It's me, Movich. Mr. Movich, do you know what time it is now? I know I must have woken you up. I'm very sorry. What is it? Chun, have you thought of a way to heal me? Not yet. Chun Zhao also had a headache. Please, you must help me. I don't want to stay here forever. As Movich spoke, he started to cry. Chun Zhao did not know how to comfort Movich. Without thinking, he said, Don't worry. I'll definitely solve your problem in 10 days. Movich immediately stopped crying and asked in delight, Really? Chun Zhao regretted his words. It was too firm a promise. However, it was too late now. If Chun Zhao broke his promise, Movich would be even more desperate. Just then, Chun Zhao saw Winip and Laurent standing outside, waving at him. I'll call you when I have a solution. Bye. Chun Zhao hung up and Winip opened the door. Winip, Laurent, why are you here so early? Why did you sleep on the sofa? Were you chased out of the room by Fei Lai yesterday? Winip asked curiously. Did you argue with each other? And now you're going to break up? Laurent asked excitedly. Dell's daughter slept here, so I could only sleep on the sofa, Chun Zhao sighed. You're more caring than I thought. Winip nodded in satisfaction. Chun Zhao felt that sleeping on the sofa last night was totally worth it, now that he had received Winip's recognition. Anyway, he had done everything last night. Winip, your standard for caring is too low, Laurent said, displeased. At least he's better than you. When Fei Lai and 4 were only 3 months, you were still sleeping like a dead pig. Laurent did not deny it. Chun Zhao was used to ignoring Laurent long ago. No matter what Chun Zhao did, Laurent would not be happy. Chun Zhao might as well please Winip. After all, Winip was the real decision-maker. Is Fei Lai still sleeping? Chun Zhao looked at the time. Fei Lai should be waking up soon. Indeed, after a short while, Fei Lai also woke up. Dad, Mom, morning. Fei Lai, we're leaving, Winip said. You're going home already? Why don't you stay here for a bit longer? It's all Winip. She said that there are a lot of things waiting for her to settle. Laurent loved his daughters, and he was also retired. Clearly, he wanted to play in Los Angeles for a few more days. Unfortunately, Winip still had work to settle. They had to leave. Chun Zhao and Fei Lai sent Winip and Laurent to the airport. Laurent pulled Chun Zhao to the side and threatened fiercely, "Kid, I suggest you quickly break up with Fei Lai. If I see you again next time, I'll throw you into the sea and feed the sharks," Chun Zhao answered. "Although I'm retired now, I still know many political figures. I'll get you in jail." "I'll throw you into the sea and feed the sharks? I'm not joking with you. I'll find a gang to kill you." "I'll throw you into the sea and feed the sharks? Is that the only sentence you know? Then I'll throw you in a desert." Winip, Laurent, and bodyguards A, B, and C left. Fei Lai glanced at Chun Zhao. "What did you say to my dad?" He was almost mad. "Nothing. I only told him that I'll bring him out to play again next time, but he doesn't like the places I suggested." Chapter 288. Party Life Depends on Peace Not. Chapter 288. Party Life Depends on Peace Not. "I'll take you to Angel Beach," Chun Zhao said. Fei Lai didn't drive, so Chun Zhao brought her from the airport to the Coastal Rescue Team's office. Along the way, he got a call. It was Zola. "Chun, there's a show at my company tomorrow night. Do you want to come?" "What show?" "The fashion show for my company's new products. You can come with your girlfriend." Chun Zhao thought for a bit. He wasn't interested in fashion shows. After all, he didn't understand that kind of fashion. He'd rather watch Victoria's Secret. However, he didn't know if Fei Lai was interested. Turning, he asked, "Fei Lai, my friend has a fashion show tomorrow. She invited us. Do you want to go?" "Sure." Women would always be women. They couldn't resist things about clothes. Fei Lai answered without hesitation and asked, "But we have to dress formally for that kind of event, right? Should I go dress shopping with you tonight?" "Sure." "Chin, Odutra is imprisoned here," Caprice called Chan Zhao. "When do you want to visit him?" Chun Zhao remembered Odutra. Originally, he thought it would take half a year for Odutra to be put through trial and be imprisoned. He didn't expect it to take less than a month. "He's in prison so soon?" Chun Zhao asked doubtfully. He's a top criminal. The court doesn't feel confident if he's only detained. Plus, his crime and evidence are all clear, so the L.A. court quickly gave him a sentence. "How long is it?" "For life and without parole." "Is there a possibility for him to come out?" "Technically, yes," Caprice said. "But if you're worried that he'll come out in 30 or 40 years and take revenge on you, there's no need. He won't live that long. The average criminal could live a few decades in prison if they didn't do anything stupid." However, Odutra was a gang leader. He had more rivals than followers. Would his rivals let him be released? Plus, his men probably wanted him to die in prison, right? Odutra had planned on gang-raping Fei Lai that night. Chun Zhao would never let him go so easily. After all, he disabled 4 rapists just last night. This was just the basic punishment. Odutra would definitely get something more. "You guys help me think. What is very painful but won't have any visible signs?" "Master," Carrie said, "I have a good friend who's a painful torturer. She's amazing at torturing souls." "Is she in hell right now?" "Yes. You just have to kill your enemy and have his soul go to hell." Chun Zhao shook his head. Killing his enemy felt nice, but it was too costly. It could affect Caprice too. "Human," Raymond said. "I thought of an idea." "What idea?" "Let me give him great sexual desire, hee, Raymond said while snickering. He had a good idea, but this couldn't satisfy Chun Zhao. Not enough. This is just appetizer, at most. Make him never be able to feel full, Beelzebub added. Make him feel starved forever. Still a bit lacking. Keep thinking. "Why are you making it complicated?" Blackie asked. "Why can't you just use what you did to Philip Quinn?" "No, that's too obvious." Chun Zhao declined the suggestion. Philip Quinn's case was too unique. If another case came up, it would be easily connected to him. "Then, I'll learn a spell." "Oh, what about the age spell?" Chun Zhao's eyes brightened. "Which of you know age?" No. Chun Zhao was speechless. "None of you?" "The effect is too low for demons. There's no point in learning it, so no demon would go learn it." "Is the effect that weak?" Humans have no resistance against magic, so age can make them die from old age within 30 days. Beelzebub, who in your territory knows the spell? Chun Zhao had the demonic ritual implements of many inferior demons of Beelzebub's territory. He thought that if he was lucky, one of them would know age. I don't know. I don't care about those lowly bastards. Chun Zhao wanted to kick Beelzebub. He only knew how to say useless words, but couldn't do anything he was asked to. I have an idea, Blackie said. Feel free to speak up. We're not very familiar with curses, but I know necromancer spells. And then? In necromancing, there's a type of marrow-eating insect. The host loses as much vitality as the insect sucks away. Are they easy to discover? There's a possibility they'll be discovered with X-ray because they're visible to the naked eye, but they can be taken out. Chun Zhao had to learn how to summon the marrow-eating insects, though. Blackie couldn't hurt living creatures directly, not even a horribly sinful criminal. Chun Zhao thought, and then called Caprice. Caprice, I'm not ready yet. I need a few days to prepare. What are you planning? Obviously something that can take revenge without hurting you or me, Chun Zhao said matter-of-factly. There's more than enough time, Caprice said. No hurries. After hanging up, Chun Zhao drove to Ethan's motel. Ethan's clients for Chun Zhao had decreased dramatically, but they were all big cases. Ethan must have chosen them specifically because he knew Chun Zhao needed money. Of course, he would also earn much more. Annie Lee, where's Ethan? When Chun Zhao entered, he saw Li Qing standing behind the front desk. Li Qing looked at him and her brows furrowed. Mr. Chun, where's your peace knot? Huh, it's in my wallet. Chun Zhao took out his wallet, but discovered that the peace knot was untied. Hey, what happened? It was still fine yesterday. Mr. Chun, did you run into danger yesterday? Chapter 289, Disease That Can Defeat Wright. Chapter 289, Disease That Can Defeat Wright. It was the first time Chun Zhao observed Li Qing so carefully. Li Qing bit her lower lip and looked rather reluctant to speak. Auntie Li, is the piece not special? Chun Zhao stared at Li Qing. After thinking, Li Qing said, Mr. Chun, I'll make another one for you later. Is the piece not very difficult to make? Not really. It just takes some time. Li Qing smiled. By the way, Ethan went out to play. I don't think he'll be back today. Did he say where he was going? No. All right, Chun Zhao sighed. Auntie Li, I'm leaving. Be careful out there. If you run into trouble again, tell me. I can't do much, but I can at least try to think of a solution with you. Sure. Auntie Li, thank you. Chun Zhao nodded. Chun Zhao drove his car, deep in thought. Just then, his phone rang again. Hi, Chun, it's Wright. Yes? Are you free now? Yup. Are you unwell? Yes. I'm not sure. I just feel weak, Wright said. I'm worried that I might have gotten ALS. Chun Zhao frowned. ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis and is also known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It is a very troublesome illness. At the moment, it cannot be cured. Even cancer has a small chance of full recovery. Sometimes, it can be removed physically. However, ALS is really incurable. Chun Zhao could only pray that it was not ALS. Right, have you gotten a checkup? No, I don't dare to go. There were not many things that could scare Wright. Even when she had cancer, she continued to stay by herself. She was not scared of death, or rather she was not beaten by cancer. However, the thought of having ALS really frightened her. Chun Zhao had seen ALS patients before. It is really a terrifying disease. Many ALS patients would rather die than live in that state. Nonetheless, it was good news that Wright had not done a checkup. She merely suspected the disease. Given Wright's age, she was probably just scaring herself. Many common elderly diseases would also cause muscle weakness. It is very normal. Chun Zhao went to the supermarket and bought a bottle of red wine, after which he went straight to UCLA. When Chun Zhao found Wright, he realized that she was still giving a lecture. Chun Zhao even saw Diana and Evely in the lecture room. He quietly walked in from the side and found himself an empty seat. When the lecture ended, Diana and Evely approached him. Diana was delighted to see Chun Zhao. "Chun, are you here to find me?" "Air. And you have red wine too. Great. We can have a candle dinner." "Sorry, I'm not here for you, Diana," Chun Zhao said, speechless. "I'm waiting for Wright. The wine is for her as well." Just then, Wright had also finished packing her lecture materials. She looked at Diana and Evely. "Ladies, excuse me, please." "Fine. If it's Ms. Wright, I'll quit." Diana smiled. "Chun, come and find me next time." Diana waved her hand and left with Evely. "Let's go to my office," Wright said. Wright brought Chun Zhao to her office and then locked the door. "Chun, can you do a checkup for me?" Chun Zhao nodded and started the examination. "Where are you experiencing the weakness?" "Left arm." Chun Zhao held Wright's arm. "Contract your muscles." Chun Zhao pressed Wright's arm again. Wright cooperated with the checkup very well. "What have you been eating recently?" "Today, a sandwich for breakfast and a medium steak for lunch." "Have you been contacting Ethan?" "I'm not contacting that asshole." Chun Zhao smiled. "Right, I can guarantee you that it's not ALS." "Really?" Wright was relaxed at once. "Yes. You probably just have muscle fatigue due to too much stress. If you're still worried, you can go to a hospital, but you should get the same conclusion." Chun Zhao found out what Wright had been eating recently. The early symptoms of ALS normally include difficulty chewing and swallowing and slurred speech. However, Wright's meals and words were all very normal. She showed no symptoms of ALS, so she was probably just scaring herself. "Wright, bring this bottle of wine back and finish it all at once." Wright looked at Chun Zhao, confused. "Please, I have mild high blood sugar. I can't drink a bottle of wine all at once. Are you trying to kill me?" "If you can't finish it, remember to pour the rest away," Chun Zhao said with a serious tone. "Can you promise me that?" Wright looked at the red wine. It was a very ordinary one bought from a supermarket. However, Chun Zhao seemed to have opened it already. Wright looked at Chun Zhao. "Is there something special with the wine? It can make you healthier. If you trust me, do what I told you, all right? Why must I pour it away if I can't finish it? So that we won't get into trouble. Don't let anyone else drink it." "All right." Wright rubbed her forehead. "I'm indeed quite stressed, now that I'm the principal. This could be an opportunity for me to rest." "You're the principal?" Chun Zhao asked in surprise. "Yeah. Brewster fell to death due to an elevator accident, and then I was chosen to be the principal." "I should congratulate you. It's a tough job. Just 2 days ago, 2 ladies, tricksters, came here. They said Brewster had hired them as special safety consultants and demanded that we pay them their salary of $10,000, Wright said. "And then?" "Of course I chased them away," Wright said. "They also said that they would curse me to lie on a bed forever." Chun Zhao did not know whether to cry or laugh. "I think I know the 2 tricksters you're talking about." "Huh, are they your friends?" "Yes, and they're not tricksters. In fact, I was present when Brewster hired them. Brewster also did promise them a monthly salary of $10,000. Special safety consultant? What exactly does it mean?" "You may not believe it, but they're supernatural event experts," Chun Zhao said, rubbing his nose. Wright stared at Chun Zhao as if she had just seen a ghost. "Are you serious?" "I know it's hard to believe, but it's the fact. Remember how the abandoned college building used to have many accidents?" "Yes," Wright nodded. "They were hired by Brewster to solve the problem in that building." "Chun, are you sure Brewster promised it himself?" "I can promise you that. It's real." "So they're not tricksters?" "No." Chapter 290, Work at University? Chapter 290, Work at University? "Okay, I'll call them over and have a good chat with them," Wright said. "Oh, do you have their numbers?" "Yes, wait a minute. Sienna, Chris, come to UCLA. I'm in the principal's office." A while later, Sienna and Chris arrived. When they saw Wright, their eyes burned with anger. I think there's been a misunderstanding between you all. Chun Zhao acted like a peacemaker. Since I know about this now, I hope the misunderstanding can be resolved. Mrs., I apologize for my brashness earlier. I prepared this just for you too. Wright handed a check to Chen Zhao, who gave it to Sienna and Chris. Seeing it, Sienna's expression softened quite a lot. I forgive you, but do you still need us as special safety consultants? Sienna said, pocketing the check. You can lower our salary a bit. Sienna's biggest characteristic was that she needed money. She really needed money. Her appetite grew bigger, especially after taking in a girl who ate tons. Not currently. Even though Chen Zhao had promised, Wright was an ardent philosophical materialist. She wasn't willing to believe in the supernatural. She gave this check only because of Bruce's promise. All right. I hope you save my card, though. You can call us whenever you need us. Wright accepted the card. Sienna and Chris didn't plan on dallying here. They'd gotten such a large amount of money and wanted to celebrate. Sienna, wait. I need to talk to you. Chun Zhao turned toward Wright. Excuse me. Chun Zhao and Sienna walked outside. He looked at Sienna. Did you curse, Wright? Just a weak curse. It'll disappear in a few days. Don't do it again. I don't care if you curse other people, but Wright is already so old. Plus, she's my friend. I didn't know she's your friend, Sienna refuted. To be honest, they both had their own perspectives. Neither was right or wrong. However, Sienna's curse really scared Chun Zhao. Chun Zhao returned to the office. Wright looked at him with a slight smile. What's their relationship with you? Didn't I tell you? They're my friends. Nothing more? No. I have a girlfriend. What about Diana and Evely? Please, I have even less of a relationship with them. Chun Zhao rolled his eyes. Really? Why would I hide from you? Fine, I'll trust you for now. Wright wasn't an old-fashioned person. Her mindset was quite open. Plus, she had a good impression of Chun Zhao and even saw him as her kid. Chun, come work here. You can teach whatever you want. When Wright had invited Chun Zhao before, she'd also been confident, but Chun Zhao would have only been a lecturer at most. It was different now. She was the principal and could make most decisions directly. I don't have time to teach, Chun Zhao said. You can just put your name in. How about that? Sure. Chun Zhao thought for a moment. There weren't any negatives, so he could just have a title. What major do you want to teach? Traditional Chinese medicine, Chun Zhao said. He at least had the confidence to talk about this in a classroom. Wright didn't doubt him at all and agreed easily. As soon as Chun Zhao left the office, Tiger walked over. When Tiger saw him, his steps faltered. However, Chun Zhao didn't do anything. Tiger gathered his courage and walked past Chun Zhao, entering Wright's office. A while later, Tiger came out. He was clearly more relaxed. He saw that Chun Zhao hadn't gotten far, so he ran over. Sir? Chun Zhao turned around. Yes? I'm sorry about what happened last time. I apologize for my actions. Chun Zhao didn't think that this aggressive-looking big guy would voluntarily apologize. It's okay. He'd beaten Tiger up badly last time. Chun Zhao thought that the lesson was already deep enough. There was no need to be hung up on it. The conflict hadn't been some deep rivalry hatred. More importantly, Chun Zhao wasn't the one who'd lost. Tiger had only come over to apologize. After getting Chun Zhao's forgiveness, he left. When Chun Zhao went downstairs, he saw that Diana was waiting. When she saw Chun Zhao, she pounced and hooked her arms around his neck. Chun, did you miss me? Diana, let go. I have a girlfriend. We're not suitable. Chun Zhao undid Diana's arms. I promise no one will know about our relationship. When a woman said that, she should never be trusted. As the saying went, there were no walls that wind couldn't get through. Many times, the cheating woman would be the one who personally dug a hole. Only an idiot would believe a woman when she said that she wouldn't let others know about their relationship. Diana, I love my girlfriend, Chun Zhao said. Diana's face finally fell. Tears filled her eyes. But I love you too. Please, we've only met 3 times. You said you loved me the first time. Diana, you're a great girl. Qin Zhao said softly. You'll find someone better than me? It was Qin Zhao's first time saying that cliched line. Diana wiped her tears as she left. Qin Zhao felt a little bad, but he couldn't let these things continue. It was best to make things clear early on. A while later, Evely came over. A group of university students followed her, mostly girls. Hi, Evely. What a coincidence. Qin Zhao's smile was a bit forced. Did Evely come to stop him? Did you bully Diana? Evely looked at him coldly. No, you misunderstood. Diana came back saying that you dumped her. We've never dated. How could I dump her? So you bullied her. Can we be reasonable here? Why should I reason with you? Evely, I'm a professor here now. You know there are grave consequences for beating up professors, right? Evely sneered at him. Sorry, I'm not afraid. But are they willing to be punished with you? Qin Zhao pointed at the students behind her. Some of the ones behind Evely indeed showed signs of retreat. They were mostly guys too. Instead, the girls all had murderous looks. If you're a man, you won't hide under your title as a professor. Even if you beat up a student or a regular person, you'll still get punished. If you're a man, you'll accept the challenge. Stop joking. You have dozens of people and I'm alone. Why should I accept your challenge? And what the heck is this challenge? It's the rule of the youth society. What? Our club, Evely said. Chapter 291, Youth Society. Chapter 291, Youth Society. What if I don't accept your challenge? Then you shall never step into UCLA again. Also, I know which car is yours. If you don't want your tires to be punctured, you better accept the challenge. What's the challenge? We'll choose 5 sports students, and you'll compete with them in their strongest sports. If you can win 3 rounds, we'll ignore what you have done. If you lose, you have to apologize to Diana. All right, choose 5 people then. I want boxing, sans ho, taekwondo, judo, and wrestling. Qin Zhao glanced at the students. He was confident that he could defeat even the strongest of them. However, Evely shook her finger. No, not fighting. Diana said that you even defeated Tiger. None of us can defeat Tiger, so we're definitely no match for you. Hearing Evely's words, the students behind her all took 2 steps back uncontrollably. Luckily, they did not fight Qin Zhao directly, or many of them would be injured by now. Tiger was famous in the college. He was a rising star in professional boxing. Those students who originally intended to beat Qin Zhao gave up their plan. Bob, come out, Evely shouted. A very tall student walked out. Evely, you're not going to ask me to fight him, are you? I can't fight. Of course not. Didn't you hear what I said? Use your strength to defeat him. Bob's eyes brightened. Are you sure he'll compete with me in long jump? Evely looked at Qin Zhao. Do you dare to compete with him? Aren't you bullying me? His limbs are so long. How could I possibly win? This is youth society's rule. It's bad for me to lose, and I also gain nothing by winning. Why should I accept the challenge? How about a bet? Qin Zhao smiled. He felt that it was really satisfying to deceive these students' money. You want to bet money? Are you sure? Of course. I had sports lessons in primary school too, Qin Zhao said in a serious tone. It's not funny. Evely stared at Qin Zhao with a cold look. What are you thinking? In Evely's opinion, there was no way Qin Zhao could win. She only came here to vent her anger because of what Qin Zhao had done to Diana. In addition, she also set up the challenge in a way that Qin Zhao could not possibly win. Didn't you come here to see me lose? Now I accept it. Everyone, come and place your bets. Qin Zhao took out $1,000. You're Bob? We're going to compete in the long jump, right? If you bet 2 and win, this is yours. Bob was also stunned. He was a long jumper and Qin Zhao was forcing him to bet on their competition. What? Is he an idiot? Qin Zhao was not short, only when compared to the common man. Bob was 195 meters tall and had the standard track or long jump build. Qin Zhao already lost because his shape was not even suitable for long jump. Bob might even achieve a better result doing a standing long jump than Qin Zhao sprinting and jumping. Bet with him. Evely gave a cold humph. We have no reason to reject free money. I don't have that much money with me. 1,000 was not a small amount for a student. Indeed, most students present did not have that much money. I do, Evely said. Meanwhile, she took out a card and gave it to another female student. Go and draw 1,000 for me. The password is, let's go to the stadium. Chen Zhao followed the group of students to the sandpit in the stadium. Evely looked at Chen Zhao and Bob. Which of you first? Evely asked. Him. Oh. Everyone thought that Chen Zhao was scared to lose. With his thick skin, Chen Zhao did not mind them at all. Bob, you go first. Bob did not care since their difference was so big. He could jump further than Chen Zhao even with his eyes closed. Bob walked back for about 50 meters. Sprinting was allowed for long jump. Of course, the distance could not be too long. If someone wanted to run a marathon's distance before the long jump, he would probably be sent to the mental hospital first. Bob started running, sprinting. Long jumpers were all excellent sprinters too. When Bob's speed reached its maximum, he kicked hard on the ground. Puff! He landed. A student went up to check the result. 12 meters. It was an outstanding result, close to that of a professional long jumper. Panting slightly, Bob approached Chen Zhao. Chapter 292, Chatter Endlessly. Chapter 292, Chatter Endlessly. Are you done or not? Evely yelled. Wait, I'm collecting money. Oh, what's your name? Chen Zhao was taking notes. Pete. Okay, Pete, $200. If you lose, you'll pay us all, right? Of course. You have so many people. I won't even dare to not pay up, right? He collected more than $1,000. No one else made bets, so he put the money away. He retreated to 30 meters away, jogged, sprinted, and jumped. He created an arc in the air and landed steadily in the sand. 7.51 meters. Everyone stared at him dumbfounded. No one moved. No way. You're cheating. Evely couldn't figure this out, so she reflexively thought that Chen Zhao was cheating. It wasn't possible under everyone's scrutiny, though. Did you step on the line? Go look. The line was drawn in white paint. It was easy to see if he stepped on the line or not. It's also possible that you crossed the line, Evely insisted, unwilling to accept reality. Okay, cheating like this is boring. I won, right? Bob's expression was down. He lost? He really lost. He'd lost to an average Asian man who was 15 centimeters shorter than himself. Wait, I don't accept defeat. Bob suddenly yelled. Since we're going with the official rules, I have another chance. Chen shrugged and made an inviting gesture. As you wish. He sat on the side and started counting the wad of cash. Seeing how annoying he was, everyone wanted to beat him up. Bob jumped again and got 7.42 meters, still not surpassing Chen Zhao's record. He sat in the sand, unwilling to get up. He was too hurt. The other students had no time to comfort him either. They were all provoked by Chen Zhao. After counting the money, Chen Zhao was satisfied. Not bad, $2,120. Thanks, Evely. Evely clenched her jaw and looked at him. Her eyes were filled with a dangerous red light. The next challenge is a 10K meter run. Do you dare? Anyone take bets? Chen Zhao asked. Hearing this, Evely felt angry for some reason. Grint, you're up? Grint was a slim African-American, but when he took his jacket off, everyone saw his lean muscles. He was the type that looked skinny with clothes on and muscular without. Grint, Evely called. Don't lose to him. Evely, don't worry. I won't lose to an amateur. As he spoke, he also glanced at Bob. It seemed that they had conflicts too. How about 5K? Chen Zhao asked with a worried expression. 10,000 meters is too much. I don't even know if I can do it. No choice. You either stand at the starting line or surrender. No one's going to bet? There's no commotion? Listless, Chen Zhao continued. Plus, I just finished jumping. I feel so tired. I need to rest. Wait for half an hour. Rest for half an hour? No way. Get up and run right now. No, I'm tired. I bet $2,000, Evely said through clenched teeth. Chun Zhao stood up immediately. Anyone else want to bet? Pete, who'd lost $200 earlier, walked over hesitantly. You'll lose this time, right? Please, Asians are horrible at track. Plus, do I look like a professional? I might not even do 5K. Fine, I'll bet $200 more. Pete made a difficult decision and took out $200. That much? Qin Zhao furrowed his brows. Not allowed? I'm afraid I won't be able to pay with what I just earned, Qin Zhao said reluctantly. I'm betting too. Me too, $100. As expected, these kids were still too naive. The pieces Chun Zhao got added up to $1,200. Taking off his jacket, he pushed up his sleeves and did some warm-up exercises. Go get ready. Grint has been waiting. Chun Zhao unwillingly went to the starting line and looked at Grint. Hey, how about you go easy on me? If I win, I'll give you half of the money. Grint looked at him coldly. Don't even think about it. Fine. Evely held up the pistol. Get ready. Stop talking. She really wanted to aim at Qin Zhao and shoot him in the head. Bang! Qin Zhao and Grint started at the same time. Chun Zhao ran shoulder to shoulder with Grint, matching his pace. Grint sneered. Running with him? Didn't Qin Zhao know how fit he was? Grint could keep this speed for the first 3,000 meters. This didn't mean others could. Long-distance running was a strategic sport. If you had a good strategy that suited your characteristics, you would get a good result. If you used the wrong strategy, you might not even be able to run 10K meters. Go Grint! Go Grint! All the students were cheering for Grint. This excited him, but after 2 laps, he realized that Qin Zhao was still beside him. He got an idea, trick Qin Zhao. Thinking of this, Grint sped up. As expected, Qin Zhao sped up too. Grint snickered inside. Chun Zhao was an amateur and was easily tricked. If he was a professional athlete, he definitely wouldn't be affected by other athletes and change his strategy. But after 3 laps at the increased speed, Chun Zhao was still stuck to Grint. He wasn't left behind at all. On the other hand, Grint had disturbed his own strategy and his energy went down. It was okay though. Grint thought that Qin Zhao wouldn't be able to keep it up. Maybe he'd be exhausted next lap or the one after that. Are you tired? Should we stop and rest? Grint ignored Chun Zhao. Talking now was basically suicide. Oh, so tired. I think I'm going to lay down. Chun Zhao was still talking endlessly. Can you check if my hair is messed up? He fixed his hairstyle as he ran. Grint almost laughed in anger. I think after 2 laps, no, 1 lap, I'll be down. Chun Zhao's breaths grew heavy. How do you do it? Why is your breathing still so smooth? Have you been to China? If you have a chance, you must go. It's a great place. Oh, I saw on TV. Before that you can drink water during a race, right? That's a marathon. Grint finally couldn't help but answer. You finally spoke. I thought you're mute. You're mute. Your whole family is mute. Grint ignored Chun Zhao. Why hadn't this asshole given up yet? Didn't he say he'd give up in another lap? Chapter 293, Showing Off. Chapter 293, Showing Off. The two had already run 25 laps, or 5,000 meters. Even the onlooking students could not stand anymore. They were sitting on the ground. Of course, Chun Zhao and Grint were still running on the track. Chun Zhao was still talking incessantly, while Grint was already exhausted. His pace had been completely disrupted by Chun Zhao. Actually, he should have slowed down after 3,000 meters to conserve his stamina. However, he forgot to slow down due to Chun Zhao's voice. Bastard, can you shut up? Grint finally erupted. You don't want to hear me speak? Fine, I'll stay away from you. Chun Zhao suddenly sped up. Grint was left behind. He was surprised that Chun Zhao actually still had the stamina to accelerate. Moreover, Chun Zhao's speed was very fast. Was he sprinting with his last bit of energy? It was still more than 4,000 meters away from the finishing line. Sprinting so quickly would only kill him faster. However, after a while, Grint heard Chen Zhao's voice from behind. Huh, what a coincidence. We meet again. Chen Zhao ran alongside Grint once again. Grint stared at Chen Zhao in puzzlement, after which he turned to look at the audience. Did he take a shortcut? Evely shook her head. In fact, all the students saw Chen Zhao actually run one more lap than Grint. That is to say, as long as Chen Zhao could persist until the end, he would win. Everyone's face turned pale. They were going to lose money again. Indeed, their worry came true. Grint suddenly collapsed onto the ground and foam flowed out from his mouth. Chen Zhao immediately stopped to check his condition. Then, he waved his hand at the other students. He originally thought that Grint would at least be able to finish the 10,000-meter race. He was trained in this, after all. Chen Zhao did not expect Grint to collapse when there were still 10 laps left. Luckily, Grint was only severely dehydrated. Chen Zhao approached Evely and smiled. I win this, right? I thought you can't even run 5,000 meters. I outperformed myself today, but can you please find a more professional one next time? Chen Zhao said with a bright smile. Chen Zhao was not panting at all. He clearly did not look like he could only run 5,000 meters. What a lovely day. I won again. Chen Zhao started counting the money again. Evely almost went mad. She had never met such an obnoxious person before. The eyes of those students who had lost their money all grew red. Shameless. Despicable. Evely stared at Chen Zhao in anger. You've been hiding your true capacities. How? Since when? You're actually good at long-distance running and long jump. And then? I told you I practiced long jump in primary school, and I also said I'm unsure if I can run 10,000 meters. What am I hiding? You're just being unreasonable. All right, let's start the third round. This whole thing will be over if I win again, right? What are we competing next? Let's do it quick. Evely turned her head and stared at the other students. Most of them tried to avoid her look. They were not confident that they could win Chen Zhao anymore. No one knew what Chen Zhao was good at. If they were beaten by an outsider in their strongest field, it would really be embarrassing. Chen Zhao looked at Evely and then at the other students. Does the college not have a single person who's good at sports? Don't you feel humiliated to lose to an outsider twice in a row? All the students were triggered by Chen Zhao's words. They clenched their fists, their eyes burning with fury. I'll play basketball with you. Street basketball, another tall student shouted. Chen Zhao glanced at him. Buddy, you know that some forms of physical contact are allowed in basketball, right? You better stop challenging me, unless you want to visit the hospital. Even though Chen Zhao was significantly shorter than the student, he still threatened bluntly. Tariq, forget it. Evely did not plan to get anyone injured. She knew that Chen Zhao had beaten Tiger up. Tiger was taller and stronger than Tariq, but he was still injured. If Tariq and Chen Zhao really played basketball, Chen Zhao might not win in terms of basketball skills. But he would definitely win the matchup, given his shamelessness. Therefore, they had to choose a sport that did not involve physical contact between players. Just then, another student walked out. He was not as big as Tiger. In fact, he was even shorter than Chen Zhao, but he was very, very muscular. I'll do it. Evely's eyes brightened. This is going to work. Harrison was the strongest man in the entire college. He was the champion of the National College weightlifting competition. Weighing 94 kilograms, he was the record holder of the competition for his weight category. His snatch record was 145 kilograms, and his clean and jerk record was 210 kilograms, which was already an Olympic standard. His snatch was slightly weaker. In fact, he had been practicing the snatch and was planning to sign up for the next Olympics. What is it? Wrestling? It was Chen Zhao's first impression of Harrison. Weightlifting, Harrison said. That's too much. How heavy is he, and how heavy am I? We're not even in the same weight category. You said yourself that all of us are even weaker than an outsider. What are you scared now? Are you going to retreat? But we can't ignore the rules. I don't care. Unless you admit defeat, and we go on to the next round. Admit defeat is not in my dictionary. Then you better at it now. Evely could finally heave a sigh of relief. At least Chen Zhao would lose once. She would enjoy mocking him afterward. Does anyone want to bet? I'm definitely going to lose. Immediately, Evely felt something was wrong. Given Chen Zhao's greedy nature, why would he continue to bet if he was not confident? But he can't possibly win. Chen Zhao was certainly not as muscular as Harrison. It was different from Bob and Grint. While they were much stronger than normal people, they were still weaker than professional athletes. Harrison was different. He had the standards of a professional athlete or even an Olympic athlete. Harrison, are you confident of winning? Of course, there's no way such a small guy can beat me. Harrison was very confident in his strength. You must win, Evely said. Of course. Leave it to me. Chapter 294, Surrender? Chapter 294, Surrender? Come on, consider it. Come bet again. Chen Zhao exclaimed. Pete, trust me. I'll definitely lose this round. Look at the difference in size. I'll definitely lose. Come on, place a bet. Motherfucker, you already won my pocket money for this month. Then, Miss Sunderland, come bet. Michelle, place a bet. Chen Zhao went through them all, but no one was willing to bet. Trust me one more time, all right? Everyone ignored him. Even if they thought that Chen Zhao couldn't win, they still weren't willing to place another bet. Oh, I don't have energy, Chen Zhao said weakly. I need a break. You're doing this again. Evely glared at him. No motivation. Chen Zhao sat down without spirit. I don't care. You're going up anyway. The bars were ready. A few students started putting on the weights. Harrison started testing. Okay, we can start, he said. First snatch, 140 kilograms. He picked up the weight without using much effort. 3 seconds later, it landed on the ground. Thud, thud, thud. The heavy sounds showed the weight of the bar. Want to try a heavier weight? Evely asked. Harrison loosened his shoulders. He hadn't used much power, so he felt like he was in a good state. Add 10 more kilograms. I'll do a snatch again. Second snatch, 150 kilograms. Harrison let out a roar and lifted the bar, pushing it above his head. 3, 2, 1. Success again. Take a break and try the clean and jerk, Evely said. She turned to Chen Zhao. Your turn. How much weight do you want? 200 kilograms. Chen Zhao grinned, face full of confidence. Are you sure? Of course. Snatch? Yes. Do you know the world record for your weight class? No. The world record for snatches in the 77-kilogram weight class is 173.5 kilograms, Harrison answered. I want to challenge the world record, Chen Zhao said matter-of-factly. Is there a problem? No. Go on. Chen Zhao went forward and stuck his butt up. Ha! The bar moved. Everyone got goosebumps at that moment. He was so strong. The bar was 10 millimeters off the ground. Evely widened her eyes. Could he really lift it? Could he break the world record? The next moment, the bar returned to the ground. He couldn't lift it. I surrender. Chen Zhao shrugged and left the zone coolly. I knew it. Evely was about to spit out blood. For a moment, she thought that Chen Zhao really could create a miracle. You can lose too? She finally got a chance to mock Chen Zhao. Tell me what the next round is, Chen Zhao said. Evely's eyes turned and she smiled. Arm wrestling? With who? Still Harrison? What? How can you do that? You're bullying. Chen Zhao freaked out. Ha! You can surrender like last time, Evely said proudly. She was proud of her smarts. Let's bet. Anyone want to bet? Evely was speechless. This guy started a bet when he could win and still did so when he knew he would lose. She didn't understand Chen Zhao's mind. As expected, Pete was the first to run to Chen Zhao. I'll bet $300. Pete, didn't you say that you're broke? I borrowed it, Pete answered. $300. Write it down so you don't forget. I'll bet two. I'll bet two. Me too. $100. Chen Zhao had thought that he'd suck them all dry. He didn't think that there was still so much left. This time, he'd made $3,000. Wait, I want to bet too, Evely said. If you want. Chen Zhao glanced at him. Don't bet too much. It's just for fun. $3,000, do you dare take it? You want me to die? You started the bet. It's not my fault. Can it be a little less? No. Chen Zhao clenched his jaw. If you dare bet, then I'll dare to accept. Can I bet that I'll win? Harrison asked. Of course. Chen Zhao nodded. I bet $500. Just then, someone walked into the gym. Chen Zhao turned to look. Normans, it's you? Chun, how come you're here? Normans was shocked too. She didn't think she could meet Chen Zhao here. Normans. Evely immediately walked over to say hi. It seemed that they were friends. How did you know that we're here? I went to the Youth Society's place and they said that you're all at the gym, Norman said. Right, what are you guys playing? Him. Evely said. He bullied our sister, so we're punishing him now. Punishing? Him? Normans looked at him with a strange gaze. Chen Zhao greeted her with a grin. How many rounds have you lost? Normans asked. Normans, how did you know we lost? Are you familiar with him? This guy can swim dozens of kilometers in the sea or hundreds of laps in the pool, talking the entire time. He can run 2 marathons without stop. He's just a monster. It's most possible that you'll lose against him. Everyone was dumbfounded and turned to Chen Zhao. They really didn't imagine that this average-looking man would be so scary. We won a round and lost 2. Wow, you won a round? Normans looked at Chen Zhao. What's the 4th round? Normans, let me introduce you to Harrison. He's a future Olympic champion. He beat this asshole in weightlifting. Next, they'll compete in arm wrestling. The other students moved a table over, placing it before Chen Zhao and Harrison. Which arm are you best at? Harrison asked. Either. Chen Zhao shrugged. Then right arm? Sure, let's go. Chen Zhao and Harrison grasped each other's hand. Norman narrowed her eyes at Chen Zhao. She knew that he was very strong. He'd been able to lift her with 2 hands when she'd been at the peak of her weight. It had felt like it was easy for him too. Normans didn't think Harrison could win this match. Chapter 295. What's the point of winning a group of kids? Chapter 295. What's the point of winning a group of kids? Start. Huh, Harrison shouted. He held a table leg with his left hand and tried to move his right hand to the left with all his might. Huh, have we started? Chen Zhao looked around him. Harrison, have you started? By then, Harrison's face was already red and all his arm muscles were bulging. On the other hand, Chen Zhao looked very relaxed. Moreover, he did not even hold a table leg with his left hand. Harrison, go. Chen Zhao shouted. Use more strength. You can do it. Everyone was speechless. Chen Zhao was cheering for Harrison as his opponent. Stop disturbing Harrison. Evely was the most nervous person. She was already extremely displeased with the current situation. Chen Zhao's words were piercing her ears. Fine, I won't disturb him anymore. Chen Zhao still looked very relaxed. Normans, how are you? Everyone was speechless again. It was too much. Chen Zhao stopped disturbing Harrison, but he started chatting with another person. On the other hand, Harrison had already used all his strength. Harrison, you can do it. For my pocket money this month, you have to win. Pete almost cried. What pocket money? Normans asked, confused. He asked us to bet on the outcome of each round. Normans was speechless. And then all of you bet that he loses? Everyone nodded. Normans was more speechless. This bastard's clearly playing them. And these kids all jumped into the trap one after another. Can you not be so naive? Anyhow, Normans was still surprised by Chen Zhao's strength. A weightlifter could not even make Chen Zhao tired with all his strength. Chen Zhao had not been serious since the start. His hand had been vertical, moving neither to the left nor to the right. Suddenly, Normans had an idea. She walked up and pulled Chen Zhao's hand to the left. However, Chen Zhao still did not move a bit. Evely, she's breaking the rule. right? You should chase her out. Evely also walked up to move Chen Zhao's hand. She did not believe that the three of them still could not win Chen Zhao. But it was the fact. Chen Zhao's arm did not move at all, as if it was a piece of iron fixed in place. Perhaps he already had enough fun. Chen Zhao suddenly used more strength. Bang! Yes, I won. I won, Chen Zhao shouted. Everyone looked at Chen Zhao in silence. Nobody cheered with him. Normans looked at Chen Zhao, speechless. What's the point of winning a group of kids? Return them their money. Why? I won the money. Do you know you can be sued for obtaining more than $1,000 by fraud? Normans threatened. Chen Zhao returned the money to the students, his face wet with tears. Nevertheless, all of them were too embarrassed to speak. They looked really dispirited. Chen Zhao picked up his jacket and carried his toolbox. All right, now you can't stop me anymore. While Evely was unhappy, she could not do anything. All right, leave now. Normans clapped her hands as if she was the big sister. Finally, all the students except Evely left. Normans, I see you've restored your shape. Yes, I remember 3 months ago. You were still. Evely shivered at the thought of Norman's body at that time. It was a horrifying thought. Norman's had literally been a moving ball of flesh. Evely even had a nightmare, where she became like that as well. If she really turned that fat, she would rather die. It's that asshole just now. He tortured me for a month, so I slimmed down, Norman said. He? Yes, it's that asshole. Do you even know? He threw me into the sea and I was chased by a killer whale. Can you even imagine how I survived that period? Evely shivered. How did he dare to treat you like that? He just did. Did you not take revenge? I hired a few gangsters, but they were all beaten up by him and sent to the hospital. After that, the torturing became worse. Anyway, the familiar Normans is back again. He's a very good coach. He's not only a monster himself, but he also trained me into one. Yesterday, I tested my own swimming. I actually hit 24 seconds for 50-meter freestyle. Evely gasped. It was close to the world record. Is he a professional coach? I don't know, but he's really good. You can tell how strong he is himself. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be an athlete, or I'll surely hire him as my coach. Can I hire him as my coach? First, you need to prepare 400,000 for a month, Norman said. That's expensive. Evely widened her eyes at the amount. While her family was very rich, she did not have that much money. Oh, you said he bullied our people from youth society. What happened? Before Normans graduated, she had also been a member of youth society. In fact, she was the former president. Youth society was a society in the college, but it only had female members. It had quite a huge influence in the college. Almost all the beautiful ladies would join youth society. Because of that, the society could summon and instruct most of the guys in the college. He left Diana. Diana? Does he have a relationship with Diana? No, but Diana likes him. And then? He rejected Diana? Yes. All of you must have been really bored. Diana cried really badly because of him, so he has to be punished. But the punishment failed. You don't have a reason to trouble him anymore. Youth society called this the punishment. It was supposed to be a blow to both the soul and the body. Until today, it had never failed. However, the record ended because of Chen Zhao. By the way, when are you returning to San Diego? Why? My dad has something for you to bring back. Ask Uncle to mail it to my house. Why must I bring it back myself? It's too big. Mailing is inconvenient. Is it dead or alive? It's just an object. We won't ask you to bring a rat back again. Don't remind me. I almost rubbed my skin off with alcohol afterward. Give me your hand. The policewoman looked at Chen Zhao with a dark expression. Chen Zhao separated his hands, breaking the handcuffs. The officer gaped. The next moment, she said furiously, "You're purposely destroying public property." Chun Zhao snapped the two handcuffs. Okay, remember to mail me the bill. Chun, do you and your girlfriend have formal wear? Zola called. Chun Zhao was taken aback. We planned on renting clothes tonight. You and your girlfriend can come to the Baron Mansion tonight. For what? To make a tailored outfit for you too, obviously. You're my important guests. If you wear rented clothes, that's a bit too much. But the fashion show is tomorrow night, right? Is it enough time? You don't have to worry about that. If my designers can't even do this small task, there's no need for me to keep them in the company. Okay, then. Baron Mansion, right? Do you have the address? Qin Zhao hadn't heard of it before. He didn't know where it was either. Seeing that it was about time, he drove to Angel Beach to pick Fei Lai up. Fei Lai noticed that the route was weird. Where are we going? My friend said that her designer can help design an outfit for us. We should be going to get our measurements. The Baron Mansion was in the center of L.A. It was a beautiful park surrounded by verdure. There was a white building in the middle. It looked like a castle. But when Chun Zhao got to the gate, he was stopped. Excuse me, sir. May I ask what you are here for? The guard's voice was polite with only a tinge of an interrogatory tone. He studied Chun Zhao, Fei Lai, and the group of pets in the back. Fei Lai was a bit nervous. She had a well-off family, but she'd never been somewhere like this before. Miss Zola called us here, Chun Zhao said. Do you have an invitation? The guard asked. No. I'm sorry, sir. You cannot go in without an invitation. The guard clearly didn't believe Chun Zhao. Also, can you move your car so he one behind you can come in? Chun Zhao looked back. There was a sports car. The driver was Lucy. Lucy also saw Chun Zhao. She came out and said, Chun, how come you're here? Oh, my friend called me over, Chun Zhao said, but she might have forgotten to give me an invitation, so I got stopped. Lucy nodded. She took off her sunglasses and smoothed her hair. At the same time, she took out her own invitation. Sir, they're my friends. The guard recognized Lucy. After all, she had a bit of fame too. Looking back at Chun Zhao, he said, Okay, but I hope Miss Lucy can be responsible for them. If they do anything wrong, it might affect you. Chapter 297. Are all designers as puckish as you? Chapter 297. Are all designers as puckish as you? Once Lucy brought Chun Zhao and Fei Lai into Baron Mansion. She said, Chun, I'm leaving. Bye. Goodbye. Chun Zhao and Lucy had a handshake, after which they separated. She's pretty. Fei Lai sounded rather jealous. Chun Zhao rolled his eyes. But not as pretty as you. He would never praise another lady before his girlfriend. If he really continued Fei Lai's words, he would probably have to attend his own death anniversary next year. Fei Lai rolled her eyes back, but her face was filled with a sweet smile. Where do we go now? Fei Lai asked. Let me ask. Chun Zhao called Zola. Zola, we're already at Baron Mansion. Are you inside? I forgot to tell you that you need an invitation card to enter. We're already inside. Met a friend at the entrance, and she brought us in. We don't know where to go now. I'll go and fetch you. Very soon, Zola found Chun Zhao and Fei Lai. She first stared at Fei Lai with a judgmental look. You must be Fei Lai. You're beautiful. Hi, Ms. Zola. Fei Lai did not want to embarrass Chun Zhao in front of his friend, so she shook Zola's hand. Zola was glowing with health and energy. In the past, she had truly been a female devil in her company. Recently, however, she seemed to have changed completely. By the way, take this card, so that you won't be stopped at the entrance again. Zola gave Chun Zhao a gold card. No matter how common the card looked, gold was a symbol of status. Thanks. Chun Zhao took the card. Let's go and meet my designer. When Chun Zhao and Fei Lai entered the mansion, they looked like two farmers entering a big city. The place was filled with lavish decorations. When they passed by the stage, Chun Zhao saw many hot models rehearsing with various kinds of clothes. The stage was not a usual catwalk. Instead, it was circular with a very unique design. The models were also not catwalking. They were moving in another kind of slow and elegant way. Chen Zhao did not dare to stare at them. He had only glanced at the models briefly, and Fei Lai was already pinching the side of his waist. When Zola saw this, she only smiled gently. Soon, they reached the backstage. Zola took out a walkie-talkie. "Tris, Nat Cooper, come to the backstage." Nobody dared to be slow toward the female boss. Even the chief designers of Baron Mansion had to tremble before Zola. Soon, Chen Zhao and Fei Lai saw 3 designers with strong personal styles walk in. Tris' hair was very messy, as if she had not tidied it before. She had 2 dark patches near her eyes, but they were only part of her smoky makeup. She had a slim body and a purple lipstick. Nat was a sissy. From his fancy clothes, it was obvious that he liked to display himself. He was bending his pinky and applying makeup on his face even before Zola. Cooper had an orthodox, handsome face with some beard. His hair was neatly combed into a braid. Zola introduced the 3 designers to the 2. "They're the chief designers in my company. Which of them do you want your formal wear to be designed by?" "Maybe Tris for Fei Lai's formal wear." Chen Zhao appointed Tris to design for Fei Lai. "How about you?" Zola asked. "Hey, handsome young man." Nat blew Chen Zhao a kiss. Chen Zhao shivered. While he was not homophobic, he could not get used to it. He could get along with people like Robio more. "Mr. Cooper." "Thank you." Cooper looked serious, maybe a bit too serious. Nat did not mind it at all. He approached Zola and massaged her shoulders. "Zola, I made a new lip gloss recently. Do you want to try it?" "Sure." "Chen, Fei Lai, excuse me for a while." Tris brought Fei Lai to another room, while Cooper stayed in the same room with Chen Zhao. "Sir, how should I address you?" "Mr. Cooper, just call me Chen." "Chen, I'll measure your sizes first. Remove your clothes." "All of them?" "Except for your underwear?" When Cooper saw Chen Zhao's body, his eyes glowed. "God, your body is simply perfect." Chen Zhao felt as if Cooper had turned into Nat. He can't be gay too. Chen Zhao subconsciously covered his groin, thinking that the place was too dangerous for him. Cooper extended his hand toward Chen Zhao's chest. Chen Zhao immediately dodged. "Cooper, stop." "Air." Cooper suddenly realized his inappropriate behavior. "Sorry, I was just too excited." "You have the most perfect body I've ever seen." "Really? Those male models are all tall and muscular. They can't be worse than me?" "No, it's a completely different feeling." Cooper shook his head. "This is the body proportions a man should have. You're Venus." "Although I'm Chinese, I know that Venus is female." "That's not important." Cooper shook his hand. "Of course it is." Chen Zhao widened his eyes. Cooper kept measuring Chen Zhao's body and scribbling on a piece of paper with a pencil. If someone asked Chen Zhao what was the most painful experience in his life, he would surely say it was being a stationary model, especially when he was the model for a paranoid designer. Chen Zhao thought that Cooper looked normal, but he changed completely after starting to work. While it showed how professional Cooper was, Chen Zhao still felt uncomfortable. Very, very uncomfortable. "Chun, what color do you like?" "Just choose the most suitable color in your opinion." "You're attending the show tomorrow with Ms. Fei Lai, right?" "Yes." "According to my understanding of Tris, she will probably design a white dress for Ms. Fei Lai, so you should get something black." "Sounds great to me." Chen Zhao did not know anything about it. Listening to a professional designer surely could not go wrong. "This is my design. What do you think?" Cooper gave Chen Zhao his design diagram. It was only a simple sketch, but the clothes looked really matching and comfortable. Chen Zhao had to admit that Cooper was indeed an excellent designer. Even though it was only a brief design, Chen Zhao felt that the formal wear would really suit him. "If you have any objections, let me know. Will you change it?" "No." "Are all designers as puckish as you?" Chapter 298, Girls Who Cry in Cars All Have Stories. Chapter 298, Girls Who Cry in Cars All Have Stories. "Excuse me, when is Mr. Nat free? Lucy had waited for an hour, but Triss still hadn't come. Lucy could only grab Nat's assistant and ask. The assistant turned to look at her. She knew that Lucy was a small celebrity, but there were countless celebrities who asked for Triss. She couldn't meet with everyone, so not all of the requests were accepted. A top designer must act like a top designer. If everyone could have his design, then his stuff would seem too cheap. If some people could have it, but others couldn't, he would become more coveted. As for small celebrities like Lucy, Nat wouldn't help her design a dress even if she could get an appointment. I'm sorry, Miss Lucy. Mr. Nat is working right now. He's busy. Lucy was upset. Since they'd made this appointment and so much time had passed, why didn't Nat come to see her? Did even fashion designers look down on her? Anger flared in her. In that case, I'll return now, she said with a cold expression. She had to repress her anger. This wasn't the place for her to throw a tantrum in. This was the Barron Mansion. If she made a scene here, she could just buy a ticket back to Australia. Miss Lucy, I think you should wait a bit more. Mr. Nat's work will be over soon. My time is precious. I don't wish to just wait here. Mr. Nat's time is already arranged. Miss Lucy, he delayed other clients just to see you. If you leave now, it'll be disrespectful to him. Did he respect me by making me wait for an hour? Lucy asked coldly. She didn't plan on wasting her breath with this assistant and turned to leave. When she got to the door, she saw Nat finally coming. Miss Lucy, where are you going? I'm leaving, Lucy said, pushing her anger down. Since you're so busy, I won't disturb you anymore. Seeming indifferent, Nat pulled out the handkerchief from his chest pocket and put it before his nose. Acting like a diva, he said, Miss Lucy, I had to meet someone very important, but I still made time to see you. Do you know how big the loss is? But I'm here and you want to leave. This is disrespectful to me. Mr. Nat, I waited for you for an hour. A whole hour. And then you tell me I'm disrespectful? Lucy lost control, and her voice rose an octave. I told you that I was with someone very important. I won't force you to understand this, but if you leave, you'll be put on the Barron Mansion's blacklist. You can think about it. I'm the Barron Mansion's special guest tomorrow, but you want to blacklist me? Lucy sneered. I'm afraid you don't have the right. You think being a special guest is important? Nat scoffed. I'm one of those who recommend special guests, and you're only one of those guests. There are people to take your place. At that time, Zola heard the argument and walked over. What's wrong? I can hear the noise from my room. Seeing Zola, Nat instantly turned from the aggressive guy to a simpering follower. He clung to Zola with a coquettish expression. Zola, this little celebrity thought that I wasted her time by accompanying you. She's throwing a tantrum now. Lucy's expression changed. Before coming, she already knew that this mature woman before her eyes was the owner of the Barron Mansion. Miss Zola, I can explain. Lucy panicked. Offending Nat was a small matter. No matter how talented he was only a fashion designer. It wasn't like Lucy wouldn't have anything to wear if Nat wouldn't design something for her. Zola was different, though. She was actually powerful in Hollywood. It was evident from the guest list for tomorrow's fashion show. Lucy was practically the lowest-ranked guest on the list. She only got this chance because her manager had bribed them. She would get paid $250,000 for this job, but her manager had paid $100,000. Both she and the manager placed great importance on this chance to get closer to Zola. Now, reality was going against her wishes. Not only did she not get closer to Zola, she even offended the woman. Zola waved her hand. I don't care about your argument. Just please be quiet. I have another important guest here and people are rehearsing on stage. No matter who keeps arguing, please get out of here. With that, Zola left. Nat returned to his aggressive self after Zola left. Did you hear that? We don't welcome you here. Please get out. Lucy clenched her teeth, unable to vent out her anger. She walked out with a cold face. But when she reached the parking lot, she couldn't hold it in anymore. Breaking down, she leaned on the steering wheel and sobbed. It felt like the world was ending. Everything became dark and dreary. She'd struggled in Hollywood for close to a year now, but she was always a step away from success. Now, she'd offended someone with true power. If Nat said some negative things to the Barron Mansion's boss, she would completely lose this chance. She didn't know what she could do. It just felt like everything was over, truly over. If she returned to Australia, there would be no flowers or applause waiting. The newspapers would report her failures so the entire nation could see. The stronger one was, the worse their breakdown would be. Lucy once thought that she could take any kind of pressure, but now, she realized just how fragile she was. She cried louder and louder because no one was here to hear. She could release all her sadness and anger. Knock, knock. Just then, someone knocked on her window. Lucy froze. Looking up, she saw two people standing outside. Chun Zhao and Fei Lai were right outside her car. Chun Zhao bent down to look at Lucy. "Lucy, what's wrong?" She hurriedly wiped her tears, but her makeup was all messed up now. "Nothing. I'm fine." Her voice was still choked up. "Lucy," Fei Lai said, "you can say what's wrong. We won't tell anyone." Seeing a woman sobbing in this pitch-black parking lot, Fei Lai thought that she'd definitely been mistreated. She felt like she had to care for this woman. Chapter 299. Standing Up. Chapter 299. Standing Up. Lucy wiped away her tears, but resentment surged into her mind again. "Can I come in?" Fei Lai asked. Lucy was at her weakest moment. She urgently needed someone's care. Fei Lai played the role very well. When she boarded the car, Lucy hugged her tightly. Fei Lai listened to Lucy's story. After a while, she said, "Perhaps Chun will have a solution." "He won't." Lucy shook her head. "Thank you. Now I feel much better. I don't want to get anyone into trouble." Fei Lai looked at Chun Zhao, who had been waiting outside the car, and said, "Chun, that pervert Nat bullied Lucy. Can you speak for her? Can you tell me what happened?" Fei Lai told him the story again. Chun Zhao gave it some thought. "All right, Lucy, let's go back in." Fei Lai, "Chun, forget it. It's already over." "Lucy, believe in Chin. He will have a solution," Fei Lai comforted. Lucy was still rather worried. She did not know what Chun Zhao was going to do. If they made a big deal out of it and enraged Zola, it might really destroy Lucy's Hollywood dream entirely. Chun Zhao brought Lucy into the mansion. Cooper was puzzled to see Chun Zhao. "Chun, did you leave something here?" "No, go and ask Nat to come out," Chun Zhao said. "Why?" "He bullied my friend. My friend needs an apology." Cooper glanced at Lucy and thought about it. Wait for a while. Instead of calling Nat out, Cooper went to find Zola. He could tell from Chun Zhao's face that they were probably here to argue with Nat. Chun Zhao was Zola's friend, so clearly he should inform Zola. After a while, Zola appeared. "Chun, what happened?" As Zola asked her question, she glanced at Lucy. Lucy was much more demure before Zola. "Zola, your designer Nat humiliated my friend. Lucy needs an apology." After thinking, Zola asked, "Can you tell me what happened?" When Chun Zhao told her the story, Zola's face darkened. Lucy was horrified. She did not expect Chun Zhao and Zola to know each other. Apart from that, Zola was even willing to patiently listen to what he had to say. When Lucy tried to explain herself just now, Zola did not listen and chased her out directly. Soon, Nat came. He immediately realized that the atmosphere was not quite right. Nevertheless, he still habitually approached Zola and said in a sweet voice, "Zola, I was preparing things for the show tomorrow night." "What is it?" "Did you have an appointment with Ms. Lucy and then not show up?" Zola asked. "Zola, I was keeping you a company." Some coldness flashed across Zola's eyes. Is the answer yes or no? Seeing Zola's serious face, Nat did not dare to act cute anymore. "Yes," he admitted. "Apologize to Ms. Lucy." "Zola, she's just a small star." When Lucy heard this, her face darkened further. She would rather a person to not know her than say this before her. It was the worst humiliation she could receive. Zola stared at Nat coldly. Don't forget that you were also a small tailor before I promoted you. Perhaps you miss your days as a tailor. Chun Zhao realized that Nat's rough face was trembling and his thick layer of foundation was falling off. Nat might be a famous designer to an outsider, but Zola's words could really turn him back into a tailor again. Nat approached Lucy. Ms. Lucy, I apologize for my words and behavior just now. Forget it. I forgive you. None of them was being sincere. Some hatred was meant to last for a lifetime. Zola, Lucy is an actress. You won't make her life difficult, will you? Chun Zhao asked. He did not want Zola to chase Lucy out of Hollywood once this was over. Of course I won't since you gave the word. Anyway, if you really want to help her, you can find Steven yourself. I heard from him that you recommended him the female lead for his new movie. Lucy was flabbergasted. She had really thought that Chun Zhao was only Steven's private doctor. However, when she heard Zola's words, she suddenly realized that she actually knew nothing about Chun Zhao. Steven was one of the best directors in the world, but Chun Zhao could recommend an actress for the lead. No private doctors in the world could do that. Lucy regretted not being able to discover Chun Zhao's real influence earlier. If she had seized the opportunity, perhaps she would also be the lead for a famous director. Unfortunately, it was too late. Lucy suddenly envied Fei Lai. Why could she not get such an outstanding man herself? Ms. Lucy, I hope that it didn't affect your mood. Don't disappoint me on the show tomorrow. Of course, Ms. Zola. Zola, we're leaving now, Chun Zhao said. Can you go and visit my dad when you're free? That old asshole's been fooling around a bit too much recently. Can you go and control him, please? I can't control him. Chun Zhao rolled his eyes. See you. Fei Lai, Chun. Thank you so much. Lucy hugged the two, and then left reluctantly. She could tell that Chun Zhao and Fei Lai really loved each other. Chun Zhao had even rejected her seduction the night before. It was therefore impossible for her to get close to Chun Zhao using her body. She only had one other way, to become a friend of Fei Lai. As long as they could become good friends, Lucy could ask Fei Lai for help. Lucy's mind was filled with hope again. She had finally thought it through. Different from the past, she did not have to give her body this time. Everything would work, provided she and Fei Lai could become real friends. Of course, she did not intend to hurt anyone. Even though her initial goal was to use Fei Lai, they could still become true friends. Chun, who did you recommend as the female lead again? Fei Lai finally asked. A woman? Yes, who is she? An actress? I know. Stop changing the topic. I can promise you that since we were together, I have never touched her again, which means you dated each other in the past. Not really. There was just a period in the past when my life was messy. Do you miss your messy life? Of course not. Every day you drain me dry. Why would I think of another woman? Bullshit. You're the one who forces it all the time. He turned and saw a biker kicking his car. It was the big-bearded biker from the fight at the bar last time. He flipped Chun Zhao off and then rode off with exhaust flooding out of the pipes. Chun Zhao wanted to floor the gas pedal and crush him, but considering the functions of the car, he decided not to. The biker didn't go far, though. He slowed down and stuck his middle finger up again. Chun Zhao shook his fists at the man. He hadn't lost in the last fight.